Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. We are your casters for tonight. My name is James.
And my name is MG. Let's go!
Yes, let's go. Hopefully, they can hear me now, MG.
Yeah, definitely. They can
All
hear
right,
you.
definitely. Of course, we did some extra checks, and also everyone can watch the finals, or rather, the semifinals for now, and
Yeah.
the finals will happen later on. But it's now the semifinals of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. We are down to 4 teams, and who are our 4 teams for tonight, MG? Who will be competing in the semifinals?
Yes, for semifinals, we have Wrist and Walang Sangit Ka for our first match, followed by 85% Fictive and Arcade. That's our 2 matches for semifinals.
Very, very big names coming from GGL, and we've seen how they perform in our tournament so far. And semifinals is the 4th round of the tournament, and my goodness,
Yeah.
how will they perform for tonight? Because I'm pretty sure they're all set and ready. They're really hyped and pumped up to win it all for tonight.
Yes. Again, it all boils down on who's gonna be really determined on taking out um the guilds, and the same time the reviews. If they actually made some review check their previous stream on their matches, they need to review that as well, because again, that will actually give them a big chance on doing a counter strat on their opponents. So it's gonna be a really interesting matches for today.
Yes, very interesting indeed. But their opponents can also do the same thing. But
Yes.
before we actually start and push through to our semifinals, let's have a quick rundown of what our players will be getting from winning this Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Okay, so let's start for the 4th to 6th place, or the 7th to 8th place actually, rewards. And these are the teams who got eliminated right now. So they will get a costume Emperor Reef. That's for the top 8 that got eliminated. The 4th to 6th place, costume Golden Reef for each team member. I'm not sure how we will determine that, but yeah, the top four. Of course, we'll find it out later on. The top four, the 4th place of our tournament, and for the 3rd placer, which will happen later on as well. We will have the battle for 3rd place match before we proceed to the finals. They will win $500, 3 god item material box, and a costume copper dragon helm, and that's for each team member. All right, for the 2nd placer, or the runner-up of this tournament, the winner or the 2nd place will get 1,500 USD plus 5 god item material box and a costume silver dragon helm. All right, and now for the 1st place, or the winner of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022, that team will be winning 3,000 US dollars, 7 god item material box, 1 MVP or mini boss card, and it depends, of course, on the server's availability, and a costume gold dragon helm. Right.
Really like that.
Yes, a lot of prizes to be won, of course, by our teams. But in a bit, we'll be proceeding to the first match of the semifinals. MG, what are your thoughts for this first match between Wrist and Walang Sangit Ka?
Well, again, on this match, our first match is gonna be Wrist versus Walang Sangit Ka. Well, expectation on this one, I think they are actually equal on in terms of strategy and all. Yeah. It all boils down on the execution. Whoever has the better execution on this team will actually have an advantage on this one. So I think, again, these two guilds that we're having right now on their first match is pretty balanced or equal for me. Yeah.
Well, I think that they are pretty balanced, and they should be, because again, we are here at the top 4 teams for now, and we don't know yet who's the better team, because they've yet to compete against each other. And these teams might have been practicing a lot, might have been reviewing a lot of clips, of course, to perform better in this tournament, right?
Yep. Again, I'm kind of curious, James, as well, on the lineups as well, if they're gonna pull off something crazy on their lineup for the semifinals. Because again, I think if they're gonna use the same lineup that they use from the quarterfinals and so on, I think it's gonna be really easy to read on how they pull off their strategy. But if they're gonna pull off additional random classes that they can actually put on their roster, that's gonna be really really good. I think their opponents will have a hard time on reading that.
Well, it depends on the kind of crazy you're looking for, right? So you might not want to go for something really, really crazy, because again, you are here at the semifinals. You don't want to, pressure yourself too much from doing a lot of wild things before, maybe picking some classes that you're not really comfortable with.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not going to be an option for you there. And MG?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So my feet just hang for a little bit there. But anyway, we'll be proceeding to the first match for tonight. Again, this is the semifinals. The first match for the semifinals: Wrist versus Walang Sangit Ka. So let us know in the chat. Who do you think has the advantage? Who do you think will win this first match for tonight?
Yes. And it's gonna be really interesting. And let's go ahead and see if Risk can be consistent or Walang Sakit Ka can pull off their crazy approach on their aggressiveness. So let's go ahead and check out Risk versus Walang Sakit Ka, their first match.
Yes, their first match for tonight. And again, Walang Sangit Ka also has a crazy Shadow Chaser, I can say. Um, that Shadow Chaser of Walang Sangit Ka has been performing really, really well. Because I've reviewed the clips that we've had before. He can just do those things precisely with ease. Just
Yeah.
diving into their opponent's stack, making sure his masquerades connect, or the ignorance and every masquerades he can deal against his opponent to debuff them before actually pushing in. So, having a good Shadow Chaser in your team, especially for Walang Sangit Ka, can cause huge wonders for your team in winning of this match.
Yes.
So, if the Shadow Chaser of Walang Sangit Ka can perform well tonight as well, um, we might have a one-sided match if that happens.
Yes. I think Riz already reviewed their stuff. Same goes with the Walang Sangit Ka. So I think again for me it's gonna be a balanced match between this one. But yeah, I think I think let's go and check the lineup. I think that could actually we can have a better picture on what's gonna happen on this one if we can actually check the lineup as well.
But what
Ooh.
do you think, MG? In terms of you can say the roster right now of these two teams, because right now Walang Sangit Ka is of course using the Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser, the classes they are comfortable with. And how about their four wrist?
Well, on the side of Wrist, I really like their lineup right now. So they're using 5 core classes. Again, the 5 core classes are the Suros, the Royal Guard, the Archbishop, the Minstrel, and the Sword. And for their 2 wild classes, they're using the Shadow Chaser and the Mechanic.
Mm. Ooh, okay.
Explosive lineup.
Well, we might see something different for tonight, but let's see if they can execute that mechanic really, really well. Again, these two teams deserve to be in this spot
Yes.
right now because, again, this is the semifinals, the top four of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022, as our match will begin any second now. We're just waiting for this countdown to set in. And yes, we are going to have an explosive match. Literally, an explosive match for the
Yes.
first match for tonight.
Yep. So I think right now we're just waiting for a few seconds right now, and most of the players are kind of casting their battle chants now, making sure that everything is buffed and protected on this one. Okay. So here we go, our first match for today. Let's go, Wrist versus Walang Sangit Ka. Let's go.
And you can see that Riz is actually moving pretty slow right
Yep.
now. You can see they're playing a little bit. They're playing it a little bit safe, just making sure they have the positioning right here to deal with Walang Sangit Ka later on. As Walang Sangit Ka right now is actually just trying to find where Wrist is, and they might encounter each other soon here. Just waiting for a little bit of a poke here coming from Walang Sangit Ka, but Riz is just waiting at the other side, or on the Walang Sangit Ka rather is waiting on the other side of this leafy
Yes.
bridge right here. If you go at the top
Yes.
a little bit.
Yes, same goes with Riz. I think they don't want to overcommit on something that they cannot actually make a follow up. This is actually what they need to do. They need to play it safe, carefully, step by step. And if there's gonna be an opportunity to take, they have that mechanic right away to do a suicidal destruction. So I think Riz is doing a pretty good play here.
Well, it depends on how Walang Saika will perform
Yes.
this match, because again, they have the deadly Shadow Chaser in their roster, and if that Shadow Chaser can perform as well as he did in the previous matches that they had,
Yeah.
this will be a dangerous composition right here for Walang Saika. But if Wrist actually manages to push through with their mechanic, landed suicidal destruction perfectly with dispelling the right people while
Yeah.
actually, you know, probably crystallizing some of them before actually landing those hits. They can do a lot of damage as well. So it
Yes.
really depends on the execution of these two teams, how they perform and how they can probably cross this leafy bridge right here at the top.
Yes, that's actually true. And what I really like about these two teams right now, if you're going to check, they're actually just they're not in a hurry on clashing the enemies right here. They just want to use that full 7 minutes of their time. Try they just want to strategize properly, and they don't want to risk anything on their side, because again we're talking about the semifinals now, top 4. So every move counts, and every strategy and decision making is very important for this match. So I think both teams are on that spot right now that they're just waiting for their opponent to push in, and they can actually react from it.
Yes, every movement is
Here we
crucial,
go.
as you can see right here. Land Protector's magnetic earths will almost connect. There's a Numa there in the middle, as you can see. Dragon's Breath coming from Walang Saika right here. Masquerade Ignorance will get casted for a little bit right here, but that Runite is still unaffected right here as that Sorcerer of Walang Saika
here
is
we
trying
go.
to go in. Mechanic going Suicidal Destruction. No! No! That Suicidal Destruction
Get
actually
stuck?
got cancelled though. That SD
Yeah.
got cancelled by
You
Walang
get-
Saika, as Walang Saika is pushing in right now,
falling
and
back.
as you can see, Walang Saika just being aggressive right now.
Suicidal Destruction.
Continuous Devotion, Suicidal Destruction will land, but Walang Saika still alive, trying to take the
They're
other
pushing now?
members of Risk down, while Walang Saika just trying to survive the battle right here. Gates of Hell will land once again, as the Risk
Here we go.
has the advantage right now with a lot of members still left in their side, as that Rune Knight is the only person left for Walang Saika. Curse Circle will connect.
Wow.
Last Gates of Hell to take him out, and the first round of this match will go to Rest.
Wow, what an aggressive play coming from on the side of Wrist. But again, despite of the cancellation of on the first push of that suicidal destruction, they managed to regroup and re-strategize on that push. That was a really good patience coming from Wrist, and having that like quick reaction, a second attempt for that suicidal destruction landing on the key players. That actually gave them another advantage, or another chance to take down the side of Walang Sangit Ka.
Yes, and my goodness, what a great first round we had right there. A battle of patience, a battle of mind games, and you can see that these teams, they're just waiting for each other to commit a mistake right there.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the opportunities to strike, and Risk not really taking that leafy bridge route there.
Yes.
You can say, and they're just waiting for Walang Sangit Ka to actually commit a mistake again. Walang Sangit Ka did well canceling that suicidal destruction from landing, or from actually getting casted. With that suicidal destruction not landing, they can actually try and eliminate that mechanic that
Yeah.
pushed. But unfortunately, that mechanic survived that push when he actually tried to attack the stack there of Walang Saika. And the Risk just waited patiently. They played it a little bit safe, they actually left their mechanic behind for a little bit right there. Then they backed out.
Yes.
When they backed out, their mechanic also backed out. Pushing in with that front slide suicidal destruction, just landing those hits, making sure that Royal Guard goes down. When that Royal Guard went down, everybody followed.
Yes. Oh my god. I mean, we're just talking about like a first match of the semifinals. Like, what more that
Yes,
they can actually
MG, before you actually proceed, can you go down for a little bit? Just
Oh yeah. Sorry. There you go.
push your camera down again. Guys, we are a little bit sorry right here. We have some technical issues with our cameras right now,
yeah.
so please bear with us for a little bit right here. So MG, I'm sorry, can you please continue?
Yes. What I'm trying to say earlier is again, Rest is like both actually both teams are just taking their time properly. Like that's what we're actually expecting for this match for the semifinals. We're not expecting like a super rush play, right? On the semifinals, I'm kind of expecting that most of the teams right now are just gonna take their time, use the full 7 minutes if they need to. Because again, going back to what I've said earlier, every movement counts, every decision making counts on this one. So it's really nice that Riz and Walang Sangit Ka is just focusing on the positioning and trying to react properly on each strategy that they're actually throwing to each other. So what a nice fight. And again, we're talking about semifinals only. Like what more that we can see on the next matches. So I'm kind of excited for the second match versus Riz and Walang Sangit Ka.
Yes. And yeah, what a great first round we had right there. Again, Walasaka was really just caught off guard. They
Yeah.
were just off guard there. Risk just went in for that rotation. Again, they already scouted because of that shadow chaser of Wrist earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They already know where Walang Saika is.
Yeah.
And Walang Saika just waited for them there. At the other end of that leafy bridge.
Yes.
All right. So Risk took the opportunity while the other team is waiting there. They took the opportunity to rotate. Again, they had enough time to rotate because Risk or Walang Saika was unaware that they got scouted, that their opponents are already rotating.
Yes.
So probably a little bit of adjustment on the side of Walang Saika right there. Probably maybe do more scouting on their end,
Yes.
so that they won't get flanked
Yeah.
from another side.
Yes. And
Right.
my take on that one as well, James, like on the side of Walang Sangit Ka, I think that's the comfort spot of for their team. Like if Riz is gonna take that bridge right away, I think Walang Sangit Ka is on a advantage on that one. And Riz doesn't want to give that advantage to Walang Sangit Ka. That's why we saw a huge or a quick movement or rotation coming from Riz. Instead of taking that bridge, they went on the other side and forced that awkward spot for Walang Sangit Ka. Right? And from there, I think on that engagement, first attempt of Sweet Solid Destruction didn't work out. But I think Riz on the second attempt, they actually planned it properly. So that's why they landed that Sweet Solid Destruction. After that, they snowballed to one player to another player until they wipe everyone. So I think that was a dominating decision making coming from Riz versus Walang Sangit Ka.
Yes, and right now the buy phase has started. Looking at the current situation right now, MG, um, do you think Walang Saika needs to change their rotation, or should they stick with their same roster and probably do something else?
Okay.
Or maybe what if you're in their shoes? What do you think is the game plan?
Okay. So I think right now Walang Sangit Ka doesn't want to Riz is aware that Walang Sangit Ka does want to have that choke point advantage, right? So I think if I'm gonna be on the side of Walang Sangit Ka, I'm gonna force the fight either on the south side or the lower part of the map or the north side. I'm just gonna wait there. So either
Uh,
way, you have like an open field fight. You won't be get surprised. You can actually reposition right away, because having that bridge at the back of your team, if you're gonna disengage on that fight, you're gonna face that bridge right away. So the only way, you're gonna fall back like one player at a time. So that's gonna be bad for your team. But if you're going to have your position on the top side or south side or on the middle part, you have a lot of space for you to paddle back or to fall back for just in case that you need a reset. So I think Walang Sangit Ka needs to decide which side of the map are they gonna be positioned, and from there, I think they can face Risk head on a head on clash. So I think that's the thing that they need to adjust the positioning or the decision making for having that bridge fight, or having not, or having, or eliminating that bridge fight. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's the one that they need to check out the positioning for their entire roster.
Yeah, well, I think Wolasanka needs to play a little bit more aggressive, probably here in this second round.
Yeah,
Again, their mechanic needs to be disabled. If Masquerade Ignorance will connect, again, that
yeah,
mechanic won't be able to do anything. Um, they also need to connect with that Dragon's Breath. Again, because
yes,
it can
yes,
harass really, really quickly. If they're quick enough to repeat what they did in the first round, like disabling that mechanic, canceling that suicidal destruction from getting casted, I know it can mean a huge thing for Walang Saika. And for Wrist, they probably just need to repeat what they did in the first round. Play a little bit more safe. Wait for the mistakes that their opponents will commit.
yes, yes.
Again, because they are dealing with a Rune Knight and a Shadow Chaser, a very, very aggressive lineup here for Wrist. For Walang Saika, they just need to play a little bit more aggressive because again, if that mechanic cannot position himself, they will be in trouble.
Yes, I agree. A bit of aggressiveness, because again, they have that Rune Knight on their roster,
Mhm.
so it means he can actually absorb decent damage. Like he can tank as well. He can actually pressure as well. So you have that two option for your Rune Knight. So earlier, I think you're correct. They're actually lacking a bit of aggressiveness on that one. That's why, the moment that Rist saw that opportunity, they didn't back down on that fight. They just went in straight head, and go deep on the stack of walang sangit ka. So aggressiveness, yes, but of course having that aggressiveness, they don't need they should be careful as well on not losing the defense as well on their side.
Yes, well, let's see if they still can go deep here in the stack of Walang Saika in the second round as, it will be starting in just a bit right here.
Let's
Let us know in the
go.
chat, who do you think will win the second round of this match? Do you think this match will go to round number 3? Or will Rist move on to the finals of Ragnarok Asia Masters
Oh,
2022?
let's go. So it's gonna be a really good match. So let's go and check the adjustment from Walang Sangit Ka. So we're about to start. We only have like few seconds, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before we start. So again, before we start, I think let's introduce the lineup on the side of Walang Sangit Ka. On the side of Walang Sangit Ka, of course, they're using the 5 core classes, and for their wild card class, they're using the Rune Knight plus the Shadow Chaser. Very good
Yes.
pressure characters, and at the same time, they can actually, or the Rune Knight can actually dish out a decent damage to those back, who's actually lurking at the back lane of the enemies. Ooh.
Yes. Well, no adjustments here for the lineups in terms of in terms of lineups there for Walang Saika.
Mm-hmm.
And for Wrist, I think no adjustments were made as well. But I think some members of Wrist are reconnecting right now probably. That's
Oh.
why we're not yet starting our match again. Because
Okay.
I see a few members here at the side of a wrist. And anyway, the countdown hasn't started yet, so I think that will be fine. And I think they already informed the organizers of the tournament that there is a technical issue ongoing. All right,
Yes.
and same with ours. We have a technical issue
Well,
ongoing, right, MG?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not an audio problem anymore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
cameras.
Camera.
All
Okay.
right. Hopefully everything will be fixed later on
Hopefully.
after this round. And yeah, I think everyone is all set right here. Let's see if Wrist can take this match and move on to the semifinals, or will Walang Sangit Ka finally take down Wrist in the second round and go for the third round in just a bit.
Yes. Again, I think going back to what we have mentioned, like both teams right now are equally capable on taking each other on this one. So I think despite of Wrist having that lead of 1-0, still I think the match is still equal. So it can either go both ways. I think Walang Sangit ka has the advantage because they have that Rune Knight on the heavy pressure, right? On the side of Risk, they have that explosive strategy coming from that mechanic. So if that mechanic actually missed that suicidal destruction, I think that Rune Knight can actually pressure right away and you know, maybe sweep everyone with the, of course, with the Sura from Walang Sangit ka. So again, it's an equal lineup for me. What do you think about that, James?
Well, yeah, lineup is
Explosive
okay.
or consistent
It.
aggression?
We already explained it a
Yeah.
while ago. It depends on how they execute
Yeah.
their strategy right here. But shoutouts to everyone in the chat
Yes.
right now. Hopefully, you're all having a wonderful night. You know, just chilling right here, just watching the Ragnarok Asia Masters and see or just wait on who will win the tournament. All right, so I think everyone is all set. A little bit of reconnections happened here and there. And again,
There you go.
the match is going to start in just a bit. The timer has been set. And I think everyone is ready for the second round to start.
Okay.
So someone's calling here in the chat. It's going to be Risk versus Arcane, the finals. Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see.
the predictions.
Because sa walang sangit ka, you know, they might surprise us with something.
Like who knows? Like yeah. Like especially on this kinds of tournaments, like you cannot actually predict like who's gonna win. So yeah. So
It's hard.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
Who will win of this, you know, this match, because again, these teams are prepared and they're willing to do anything they can to win the round, to win the match. Of course, a few adjustments will be made here and there. Probably some item checks or some item adjustments maybe has been made, or probably just went for a different you know, different skill strategy build.
Yeah.
So they might be thinking of something else right here for Walang Sangit ka, and the Wrist might be surprised if Walang Sangit ka plays aggressive right here in the second round.
Yes. I'm not sure, James, but I'm kind of nervous on the fights right now. I'm kind of nervous and excited at the same time. So I'm really excited how Walang Sangit ka can actually pull this off for a 1-1. So let's go.
It happens. We're not the ones playing,
Yeah.
but we're the ones nervous, of
Let's
course, for
go.
the second round, as it's going to start right now. Here for the side of Risk, they are just aggressively going to the same spot that they were earlier, and Walang Sangit ka just trying to move in just a little bit faster and a little bit differently than how they did earlier, as Walang Sangit ka just preparing to go for that attack. I think this is the strategy they did against Adonis when they went for the same spot, went for that quick push. But maybe after a few adjustments later on, or after maybe a quick scout, they will be able to make those movements, those necessary movements to take down their opponents right here. For Wrist, they're just waiting for Walang Sangit ka to push in. The Magnetic Earth can be seen right here. No more scouts on both sides. As you can see, Magnetic Earth will connect some vacuums there in the middle. And no one is actually pushing forward, but Wrist is actually going to try and push forward right now. Walang Sangit ka, the Shadow Chaser, going into self-destruction.
Oh!
Two members of Walang Sangit ka goes down because of that SD. And now the Shadow Chasers from Wrist is actually going in for that attack. Shadow formation coming from the Shadow Chaser actually of Walang Sangit ka. Lex Eterna, Pain Bombs, Dragon's Breath will connect. Walang Sangit ka still has this on the bag, but that Rune Knight will get eliminated here by the Gates of Hell and the high-speed cart ram of Wrist right here. Archbishop is the only one left for Walang Sangit ka. Last Gates of Hell to take down the Archbishop right there, and Wrist will claim victory in this match. Oh no!
There's still they still have like the Sura. Yeah, the Sura.
Oh no, but that Sura will get eliminated right there, and there goes the victory, as Wrist will be winning this match and move on to the finals.
Wow. that's we saw destruction. I'm not actually expecting that that mechanic will be acting really aggressive on that push. The moment that he actually saw an opening at the middle, he went in and jumped immediately. Wow.
Huh? And what a great first
It was
match we
really
had
fast, yeah.
right there. And yeah, what are your
Woo!
thoughts, MG?
Like on my side regarding wrist, can't believe that they have that solid confidence to jump in on that, or that mechanic jumped in immediately without any hesitation, landing that suicidal destruction. And just want to talk about as well the follow up coming from that suicidal destruction. The moment that they saw that suicidal destruction connected, you're gonna see most of their members or their DPS players like the Suras and all, they immediately went down just to back up that mechanic. But again, very brave suicidal destruction coming from Rest, creating an opening for the entire team. And yeah, on the side of Walang Sangit Ka, I think they have a decent positioning during that time. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I think they didn't expect that suicidal destruction, an immediate suicidal destruction on their stack. So wow, they got caught
Yes.
off guard on that one.
All right. Yes, I believe they really got caught off guard by that suicidal destruction, landing at that specific moment, taking down that
Yes.
royal guard plus another member of Walang Sangka right there. And because of that, it Rist had the opportunity. It was a window of an opportunity for Rist
Yes.
to finally go in for the attack. That Sura just went in very, very quickly. Rune Knight of Walang Sangka went to the stack of Wrist right there, along with the Shadow Chaser. But Walang Sangka or Wrist, on the other hand, also did the same thing. Their Shadow Chaser just went in, just masquerading everyone he can debuff right there, and finally winning the round for Wrist in the second round of that match. And yes, congratulations to Rist for
Congrats.
moving on to the finals of the Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. And for Walang Saika, you still have another match for tonight for the battle for third place
Yep.
later on after the second match or after the finalists have
Yes.
been confirmed.
Yes.
But before we proceed to the second match, we are going to be taking a short break. When we come back, it's going to be the match between 85% fictive and arcane.
Arcane.
So sit back, relax, and we'll be right back. And hello guys, we are back here at Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Again, we are your casters for today. My name is
And
James.
my name is MG. Let's go.
And unfortunately for right now, we have some few technical issues right here. So that's why I don't have a camera up and running for this round number 2. But we are going to start our second round right here. And as you can see, we are prepared and ready for this match. A lot of people are anticipating this second round for tonight because there are a lot of Arcane fans apparently in the chat. And they're
Oh.
always they're looking forward to seeing Risk versus Arcane in the finals. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
85% fictive is not an easy opponent as well. So we
Yes.
might see 85% fictive actually turn things around.
Yes, I agree. Especially with the current lineup right now, I believe everyone can see the lineup. So I think the lineup right now is actually really a stable lineup right now. They
Mhm.
have that they can actually opt out for a very defensive style, reactive, and they can actually opt out for a very aggressive for that Rune Knight.
Mhm.
Again, this is actually one of the lineups that I really like. It's like you said, it's pretty balanced, stable. You have the defensive capabilities, you have the offensive capabilities for this lineup. So yeah, 85%
Mhm.
fictive. Opting for this Rune Knight lineup.
So actually, tell us about. I think the 85% fictives lineup is not yet complete as of right now,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
Arcane is rocking with that mechanic and shadow chaser lineup, similar to how we saw Wrist earlier in the first match. But let's see if they can execute it well. Again, we are going to be playing in map number 2, and I think 85% fictive is up and ready for
Yes.
this match as well. Who do you think will win this second
Yes.
match for tonight? Is it going to be 85% fictive or Arcane? Let us know in the chat. A lot of people are anticipating the finals, which is going to happen later on. But this is still in the semifinals. This is match number 2. And who do you think will move on to the finals, MG? We are ready to see what will happen right here.
Yes.
And for the viewers as well, you can vote in the poll. Let us know what you think.
Yes. Again, Arcane rocking with a suicidal destruction style. So I'm pretty excited for how Arcane is gonna pull that suicidal destruction versus 85% fictive. On the side of 85% fictive, they have a very balanced build, like I said. So let's go ahead and check how Arcane will react with this aggressive defensive lineup from 85% fictive.
Mm-hmm. And again, can you explain to us the lineup of 85% fictive
Yes,
right here, MG?
definitely. Yeah, so on the side of 85% fictive, we have the 5 core classes. You have the Sura, Sorcerer, Royal Guard, Minstrel, Archbishop, and of course, their 2 wild classes is gonna be the Shadow Chaser and of course the Rune Knight for 85% fictive.
Again, it's like we saw a mirror match
Mirror
of map
match.
number 1. This is the same lineup that these two teams actually went against each other. And all we know is that the one with that mechanic won that round. So let's see if it's going to be different in this match right here. 85% versus 85% fictive versus Arcane
Arcane.
starts right now. As you can see,
Oh.
Arcane is going to be at the top of that hill, just waiting for 85% fictive to push through. 85% fictive, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit aggressive right here. Of course, they have that Rune Knight. They
Yes.
can play a little bit more aggressive. They can take more space with casting that Dragon's Breath, of course, and that Shadow Chaser to actually maybe disable that mechanic before he can actually cast that Suicidal Destruction later on. But as you can see, the Shadow Chaser of 85% fictive just, going so close to the stack there of Arcane, just waiting for the opportunity to strike, as 85% fictive is just probably waiting for Arcane to commit mistakes right here.
Yes, I think this is the first time that we saw Arcane is not technically like moving on their stack. Because usually they're actually the one who's initiating the fights. And right now, I think the Land Protector will
Hold on
connect
to that
now.
thought, MG. You can see Crazy Vines getting casted on the floor right here.
Here
85%
we go.
effective, just being aggressive. Dragon Spirit will get casted on the floor right here. As Arcane just going in, pushing through. No one connects to
Suicidal Destruction!
Oh my goodness, two will go down right here. 85%
Wow.
effective is at a disadvantage. As you can see, they are backing down. Royal Guard and Rune Knight actually of 85% fictive is down. This is going to be a 5 versus 7 match. And no, actually the mechanic of Arcane is down as well. So it's going to be 5 versus 6. Both Sura still alive, both Sorcerers still alive. But what's dangerous here for 85% fictive, they don't have that Royal Guard.
Yes.
And Arcane still has their Royal Guard intact right here, but they don't have the mechanic. And I think that mechanic did a great job just landing that Suicidal Destruction, taking down 2 from 85% fictive. Feint Bob's going in, Masquerades will go off. And as you can see, I think that's a Shadow Chaser, a little bit disabled right here. Crazy Vines again.
Now?
Or just escape once again, and you can see Arcane is going in for the offensive right now. Overbrands will connect right here. No, actually, Overbrands will get casted on the floor. As you can see, the Sorcerer of 85% fictive getting caught. Curse Circle will connect right here on 2 members. One will go down coming from Arcane. Sura of 85% fictive targeting that Archbishop of Arcane, taking down 2 members of Arcane right now. And now Arcane is down to 2 members. Actually make that 3 and make that 4. But that's going to be 3 right now. While 85% fictive just surviving the onslaught, and Royal Guard just went in trying to eliminate someone right here. Arcane is down to 1. Lex Eterna with that Gates of Hell to finally finish off that match, as 85% fictive will be winning round number 1.
Wow, that was a really good counterplay coming from 85% fictive. At 1 second, we thought that they actually have that disadvantage earlier, because on the side of Arcane, they managed to land a sweet Suicidal Destruction on top of them. But again, the patience paid away on that one, and they actually managed to turn things around. And good job on 85% fictive. I was not expecting that. I was expecting that Arcane can actually snowball from that. But again, a good counter coming from 85% fictive. Very, very well played there. Wow.
Yes, a very, very well played match right there. 85% fictive at a disadvantage when that Suicidal Destruction hit. But actually was able to turn things around for that match. Even when losing their Rune Knight and Royal Guard, they were still able to turn things around in their favor. So props to 85% fictive right there. And Arcane fell a little bit too short. Probably just they just became a little bit aggressive right there. Sorcerer got caught, yes, but that Sura of 85% fictive just went in, Curse Circle, landing those shots, taking down the key players there of Arcane, and that secured the victory for 85% fictive in that match.
Yes, I think the moment that Arcane landed that Suicidal Destruction, and actually they forced a 5v6 right earlier. On the side of 85% fictive, they lost their Royal Guard and Rune Knight. I think on the side of 85% fictive, they're just waiting for an opportunity for them to lock up Arcane on their side. So I think they just waited patiently on that one, because they know for a fact that Arcane is kind of playing like maybe semi-defensively, but at some point they're kind of aggressive as well. I think they just waited, and that Curse Circle connected immediately on the stack of Arcane, punishing everyone, and they actually forced a 3v5 scenario on that one. And I think the Shadow Chaser was too deep on the stack of 85% fictive, and he got picked off right away. So from there, forcing a 5v4 went down to 5v3, and that Royal Guard tried to do some damage on the side of 85% fictive, because technically they don't have any damage class anymore to punish 85% fictive. But again, 85% fictive, they know what to do. They stay calm on that one and take the win, or they actually snowballed their win on Arcane. So good reaction on 85% fictive.
Yes. Well, I agree that Arcane didn't have any more DPS members left when when their Sura went down, their
Yeah.
mechanic went down as well. The only player left to do some DPS is going to be that Sorcerer and Royal Guard.
Yes.
But without the support of that Royal Guard, that Sorcerer can't do anything. Without that Minstrel or without that Magic Strings or that Braggy,
Yeah.
it's going to be difficult for that Sorcerer to do anything as well. So
Yes.
you need the support of the whole team. Of course, if that Sorcerer of 85% fictive went down earlier,
Yeah.
they could have went for that Diamond Dust, just making sure everyone gets crystallized, and probably hitting with that Psy Wave or P Wave right there. And
Yes.
yeah, it's going to be difficult for Arcane to turn things around with that Sura still intact for 85% fictive, but it's not impossible.
Yes. Definitely. Again, I really like how 85% fictive took that regroup as an opportunity for them to reset everything on their side.
Mhm.
Right? I think there is like a small moment there wherein 85% fictive just paddle back and have that quick reset. And on the side of Arcane, that Shadow Chaser took that initiative on rushing and tried to like pressure one player at a time on the side of 85% fictive. But again,
Mhm.
that was too deep. That was too deep, and the Arcane members cannot make a follow up on that pressure. So basically,
Mhm.
it's like a 5v1 scenario on that Shadow Chaser earlier. I think that's a really bad positioning on that Shadow Chaser early.
Well, I think when that suicidal destruction landed earlier, they should have took the
Snowball, yeah.
initiative
I
to
actually
push
agree.
in.
Yes.
Because again, Runite and Royal Guard isn't up.
Yeah.
You can go for those easy picks. Gates of Hell landing on specific players, staking down one, then followed by another. I think Arcane would have dealt with 85% fictive right there. But
Yeah.
they actually waited it out. They waited for an opportunity to strike. And right there and then Arcane what was at a disadvantage because they waited a little bit too long
Yeah.
for 85% fictive. And 85% fictive was only down to 5 members.
Yes. Like
And
I really find like really smart that Arkane is opting out for a mechanic for this map because again, um, this map is kind of like really small. Like if you're gonna
Mhm,
drop a suicidal destruction on top of your enemy, there's no way for them to escape from that one because the map is kind of like really small, right? But then again, I'm actually or I think on the side of Arcane, I think they're just missing out their consistency on how they push. Because on their like quarterfinals matches or before the quarter match finals that they're on their strategy, they actually just moving, putting the aggression from time to time on the enemy, and they're just forcing the enemy to commit mistakes from time to time. But on this match versus 85% fictive, they're the ones who's actually waiting.
mhm,
Uh for the enemy to charge in, and if the
mhm.
enemy charge in and commit a mistake, they're gonna react, right? So I think this is a different strategy coming from Arcane. This is not the usual Arcane that we're seeing from the
Well,
quarterfinals.
I think Arcane has always been a reactive type of team, just waiting for an opportunity to strike.
Yeah,
That happened with their match against Dominari in the last
yeah,
round. It happened with the match against Valhalla in the round number 2 of this tournament.
yes,
So in all the matches that they had actually so far, they were a little bit reactive. They didn't take the initiative. They just waited for their opponent to probably push in and commit those necessary mistakes that they can take advantage of.
yes,
And for a while ago, uh, they're the ones who went for the initiative again,
yeah.
suicidal destruction. But they
But
still,
yeah,
even at a disadvantage, they're still waiting for their
but
opponents to commit
yes.
mistakes. So I think because they played a little bit passively,
Are
uh,
they hesitant during that time?
yeah,
Yeah,
because they hesitated for a little bit. That
that was a
I
really
think that's
bad
one of
call.
the reasons why they weren't able to close things out for their team.
Yes.
But yeah, the only time I saw them being that aggressive was their match against Arsenal in the first round of this tournament.
Yeah.
It was Arcane who became very very aggressive in that game.
Yes. And maybe the reason why they're just moving like this is because of the map structure as well, plus their lineup. Again, the lineup of the line of their team is very risky as well. Like they
Mhm.
have a mechanic, so if that mechanic didn't land properly, that the match will end immediately on their side.
Mhm.
So it's yeah, I think they just they just reacted very slow after that suicidal destruction basically.
Yes, and right now though, we are going to start with the next round for this match. Again, who do you think will win this match? Is it going to be Arcane or 85% Fictive? A lot of people right here in the chat just waiting for Arcane to actually close out this round and move on to the finals. But finally, we have a fan here from 85% Fictive. They are, I think 85% Fictive wants to win this as well. Of course, to move into the finals to battle against Wrist, who's just
Wrist.
waiting right there at the finals.
Yes.
So yeah, whoever wins this match will be moving on to the finals, and for the one who loses, we'll be playing the next match as well as we are going to have the battle for third in the following match.
Yes. So this is gonna be a really exciting match. Again, is Arcane gonna close a 1-1 score versus 85% fictive, or 85% fictive will just dominate this match and will go for a 2-0. So I think battle chants are casted now. So I think we're about to start our match for this round 2.
Yes. Well, I think if 85% fictive um played it a little bit more aggressively in the first round, they would have lost it.
I
But
think,
because they
yeah, yeah.
waited it out
I agree.
for Arcane to actually commit those mistakes, they actually turned things around. Again, that cursed circle wasn't really planned. That sorcerer getting caught on their side wasn't planned as well. But because they all went to actually punish that sorcerer of 85% fictive in the first round, they got curse circled by that suit of 85% fictive. And again, after that curse circle landed, the follow-up damage coming from that Sura is going to be tough to deal with as well, because again, you are disabled, you don't have anything to do right there, just wait for that curse circle to wear off.
Yes. And just imagine the mind games that they had earlier. Like that's really tough. Like if you're the one who's playing during that time, the pressure was really high.
As this second
Here
round
we
of this match
go.
is going to begin, who do you think will win? 85% Fictive or Arcane? Of course, they are going to have a battle in the middle right here. Dragon's Breath connecting some crazy vibes. Gates of Hell will land once again. Ooh, but the
Oh!
first one who goes down is that Sura of 85% Fictive and 85% Fictive, losing
They don't
members
have the
one by
DPS
one.
now.
They became aggressive right now for Arcane. And you can see those Gates of Hell landing. Lex Eterna, Gates of Hell once again, followed by another one to finish off the team members of 85% Fictive, as
Wow.
Arcane will close this match very, very quickly. Suicidal Destruction landed very, very well as well. And because of that, because of their aggressiveness, meeting in the middle, Arcane closed out this round 1-1, and we're moving on to round number 3 for this
Wow.
match.
Wow, that was really intense. Like, um, I think that match for me, James, I think that was a dominating match coming from Arcane. They just went in immediately, connecting that one suicidal destruction immediately, and luckily that mechanic went out safely without any like pressure or damage. He didn't get like taken off on that match. So I think Arcane was showing how to dominate on this match. Good job.
Yes, a very, very good job indeed for Arcane right there. And 85% fictive. They just caught off guard right there.
Are you expect?
And
Yeah, was you expect? Are you expecting a rush play coming from Arcane? I was expecting like a defensive style again. To be
well,
honest.
actually both teams just kind of rushed. Gates of Hell landed on Arcane earlier. It went the first one who landed that Gates of Hell was actually 85% fictive.
Yeah.
But because that what do you call this, that that sacrifice is still up for that Sura. That Sura survived that Gates of Hell.
Yeah.
So, you just need to take care of your members, and that's what Arcane did. Just making sure that Sura is alive, up and running for their team, while
Yes.
85% fictive is going to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
their opponents get taken down. But Arcane just turned things around um for um for 85% fictive in that match. Again,
Yes.
Arcane became a little bit aggressive there in that match. I think you cannot see that's a little bit. That's really really aggressive.
Yes.
Just meeting 85% fictive in the middle. Probably
Like a
will
split
do the
second.
same in the next round.
Yeah.
But we cannot expect the same strategy from Arcane in the upcoming round because based on my experience watching Arcane clips, they
Okay.
don't
Okay.
they don't
Mm-hmm.
really go for the same strategy the second time around. So
Yes.
they tend to change things up.
Yes. And that read coming from Arcane, like I think that's a split second. Like one player from 85% fictive got exposed in a split second. An immediate visual destruction. That's how fast they react on that match. And the moment that they saw one is taken down on the side of 85% fictive, immediately the entire team pushed 85% fictive away on their area. They forced them to paddle back and just to focus on saving each other. But again, the aggressive and the damage on the side of Arcane was really really high, like taking down one player at a time. So a very good match. Arcane dominating the second round for this
Yes.
semifinals. Wow.
And it was the Royal Guard of Arcane who did the wonders
Mm-hmm.
because that Sura survived that Gates of Hell coming from 85% fictive.
Yeah.
And that's how the Royal Guard plays, MG. And
Should should I? S-
that's a hit for you
yeah.
because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
were I remember that you were
Uh-huh.
supposed to play as a Royal
Yeah.
Guard in our exhibition match
Exhibition
before.
match. Yeah.
But it's a good thing you didn't. It's a
Yeah.
good thing you didn't.
But to be fair, if we're going to have like an exhibition match, another exhibition match, maybe I can play a little bit like arcanish 85 fictive fish something style of royal guard. Maybe because I'm learning a lot from these guilds. Like showing,
Well,
they're actually showing how their experience on a 7v7 third job. Like,
you
yeah.
probably need experience as well to perform as well as them,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So I
Definitely.
believe they've been practicing a lot for them to actually, have those reactions, have those specific skills in mind that they need to cast or make it work
Yeah.
before they push through, before they actually maneuver or execute those strategies that they have in mind. So for Arcane and 85% fictive for the Royal Guard to actually do those things, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of time. And
And
if you're up for the
communications as
task,
well. Yeah.
probably you can perform as well as
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. But this is actually the beauty of having like the 7v7
Uh-huh.
tournaments that we have. I mean, you're learning from the veterans of Ragnaroks as well. Like, especially we have this live as well. Like, you can always do a repeat of this video, learning a step by step how they actually reacted or how they actually perform in certain scenarios. This is actually one of those things that you're gonna appreciate if you're really into a 7v7, especially on the third job as well, right? So yeah, thank you so much, GGH and GGL, for having this one. I mean, personally, I'm learning a lot, James. I'm learning a lot from these teams.
Hopefully you do learn a lot because the
Yes,
next time we
the
invite you to
next
a 7
time.
versus
Yeah.
7, I hope you're my opponent because
Yeah. James,
uh,
I'm gonna be tough on you. If we're going to
yeah,
have a like a 7v7 exhibition match next time.
because probably if we're going to be teammates, I won't receive any support coming from you right there. But anyway, it's going to happen soon as we are going to have
Hopefully, yeah.
our 1v1s first in the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see what happens right there. But anyway, MG,
Mm-hmm.
this we are going to round number 3 for this match. 85% fictive versus Arcane. This is going to be a tough battle for these two teams. Again, whoever wins this round will be moving on to the finals, and whoever loses will be dropping down to that battle for third
Third place.
place.
Yes. Yep. Again, having a 1-1 score in every tournament is really tough. A tied score, because
Mhm.
again the pressure is really high, especially for those who's actually playing right now. So during this phase, I think the best thing that they can actually do is talk it out, try to like motivate their teammates one by one, like um reset their feelings, because again
Mm. Oof.
your feelings can actually affect your performance on the match. The more pressure that you
Mhm.
have, the less performance that you can actually put out on the battlefield. So as much as
Wow.
possible, you need to clear out your head and stick with the plan, and follow the commander, I think, or the shot caller for this.
Well, it's going to be pretty difficult because not everyone has a reset button for their feelings right there. But
Yes.
only
Oh.
MG has that one, guys.
Yes.
Only
Just
MG.
you need to have a reset button.
Only MG has
Reset
that
button.
reset button for his feelings right there.
Yeah.
So that's why. So that's
Oh
why.
my god. Uh,
Anyway,
anyways,
anyway,
yeah.
yeah, we are going to start our round number 3 in just a bit. Again,
Yes.
let us know what do you think. Let us know who do you think will win the next match. Is it going to be 85%
85%
fictive
fictive.
or arcane?
Arcane.
MG, what are your thoughts here for round number 3? What are you expecting?
Okay. So, my call for this one is really tough. Like, on the side of 85% fictive, they have a very stable lineup. So they just need to be consistent on the damage pressure on the side of that Toon Knight, and be careful. And they need to watch that mechanic right away on the side of Arcane. On the side of
Mhm.
Arcane, they just need to react properly, react really fast, like godlike reaction on how can they penetrate the defense on the side of 85% fictive. If they
Mhm.
can actually do that, or perform the same thing that they actually did on the second round, definitely this is gonna be a knockout round for Arcane, and definitely they can actually take a 2-1. But again, 85% fictive, having a really balanced lineup, can actually give them a higher chance on winning this fight as well.
So, predictions, MG. Who do you think will win
Oh,
this match?
really? Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I think I'm gonna go for 85% fictive, since they have the Rune Knight, and they have a pretty balanced and good reaction as well. I'm just basing this on the first round, and I think on the second round they just reacted really slow. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I'm going to go for Arcane in this third
Oh,
round.
okay.
Again, because they have the mechanic in their lineup.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty strategic when it comes to making decisions. But as long as they don't commit the mistake that they did in round number 1, I believe they can take this and they can win this round.
Yes. Just imagine, James. This is the semifinals. It's not the finals yet.
Hmm.
So can't imagine how the finals will actually work out for the teams that we have right now.
Again, our finals will be a best of 5 matchup.
BO5. Yeah.
So whoever actually pushes through to the finals will have a tough time meeting their opponent. Again, they need to win 3 times right there in order for them to score or actually win the whole tournament.
Yes. So after this one, it's gonna be tough for the winning team, because again, it's gonna be an endurance test for their guild. You're gonna play a lot of matches as well.
Yeah, I believe they're all up and prepared for it. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure their practice matches last longer. But again, this is not a practice match. They're actually going to battle each other here with their full force.
Yup.
Mental preparation is
Yup.
required as well. I believe everyone here, or each and every player, is prepared to winning this whole match.
Yes. To be fair, I'm kind of nervous, and I'm nervous and excited at the same time. Like, just imagine the level of technicality of their strategy right now, the execution as well, like on the top level. So yeah, I cannot say who's gonna win, but best wishes on these two teams. So let's
Best wishes right here
yeah.
coming from
I
MG.
wish
But anyway,
yeah.
Arcane is going to go at the top, while 85% fictive is going to be there at the bottom, similar to how round number one started. But
Oh
initially, right off the bat, that Shadow Chaser of 85% fictive will get caught right here by the Gates of Hell of Arcane. And right
wow.
now, Arcane is at an advantage, 7 versus 6 right here. 85% fictive, just holding it off, just waiting for Arcane to go down and beat them at the middle of this map.
Yes. That was a really surprise push coming from Arcane, and right now I think 85% fictive will actually push now.
So
I think they're
85% fictive is trying to actually maybe play some mind games against Arcane right here, just moving left and right as they are going to push in. Curse Circle
Oh!
will connect!
Here we go!
Another Curse Circle! No Curse Circle coming from Arcane. That Sura is actually getting those hits against 85%
Gates of
fictive
Hell?
right here. But one will go down from 85% fictive,
What?
followed by the Archbishop. Sorcerer got caught by the close confine. Wall of Fox will go
Wow.
off, but that's not enough to make that Sorcerer survive. And now Arcane will be taking
Ah.
round number 3 and will be moving on to the next round. Actually, that Rune Knight is still alive though.
Yes.
That Rune Knight though, caught by that Fiber Lock, Guillotine's Fist to finish off that round as Arcane, they'll lose a member and will be moving on to the finals.
Wow, that was a really flashy ending coming from Arcane. But again, a good reaction coming from Arcane as well. They're very patient on that one. Like I said, godlike reaction coming from Arcane, like punishing everyone on that one. But again, still, good job on the side of 85% fictive. Good initiative on that curse circle. At one point, we thought that they have that reversal card to change the momentum, but apparently Arcane was really good on reacting and doing counters. Basically, they know what they're doing on that pressure. So good job, Arcane, and good efforts as well on 85% fictive.
Yes, and that's why they're here in the semifinals. But the finalist has been set. It is going to be Arcane versus Rist for the finals. But before we actually proceed to the finals, we are going to have our battle for third place, which is the battle between 85% fictive and Walang Sangit Ka.
Ooh. Another intense fight. So this is gonna be one of the matches that I really want to watch as well. Different approach and different strategies coming from these two teams.
Very, very unique strategies that they showed us for tonight. Again, Arcane playing with that mechanic is a huge thing for that map. Again, that was map number 2. At least they have that mechanic prepared in order for them to use that in this match. Because I believe in the previous matches they went for different classes. So let's see now if they will utilize the same lineup for the finals of this tournament, or will they be proceeding with a different roster?
Yes, I think they should go for the same lineup. I think their lineup is really good. It's just the execution, you know. All of them. I mean, yes, I think both of them are really good on their lineup. I mean, their win rate is really high on their lineup, so that could work.
Yes, I believe it will work. As we are just waiting for the next match to start. Anyway, it's going to be between the bronze match
Yes.
between Walang Sangka versus 85% fictive. They are going to play for the prize of third place here, which is 500 USD,
Wow.
3 god item material box, and a costume, copper dragon helm.
Wow.
And yeah, if you're placed in fourth, you only get a costume golden reef, which
Still,
is not bad.
yeah,
But
still, yeah.
not a material box and 500 USD for your team. It's not a bad. It's
Actually
not
good.
really a bad. It's
Pretty
not
good.
really a bad prize, even if you're just bronze in the tournament.
Exactly. Yep. Okay.
As before we start our next match or our bronze match, we'll be taking a quick short break as we prepare our teams. When we come back, hopefully our technical issues will get solved as well. So stick
Yes.
around, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
And we are back here at the Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Once again, we are your casters. My name is James.
And my name is MG. Let's go.
And as you can see, we're back.
I think we should do that. I think we should do that.
Well, we're back as well. All right, we're back. All right. Anyway, this is going to be the battle for third place, the bronze match for tonight. This is going to be the battle between 85% fictive and walang sakit ka. So they are going to battle it out for a prize of 500 USD, 3 god item material box. Let me check that out again. Yeah, 3 god item material box and a costume, copper dragon helm. All right. I think it's part of the bragging rights if you have that dragon helm.
It is.
Because if you can flex it, right? You can flex it in town.
It's like a symbol of power and like domination. 7 scenes.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, hey, we're here. You know, we placed high. We placed third in the tournament. So yes, we deserve this copper dragon helm that we have right here.
And to be fair, like having a third place is not bad as well. Like just imagine the competition from the first first matches that we have from the quarterfinals and right now the semis and the finals, like it's a no joke. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna face like really tough teams, right? And having third place is, I think it's good, really good.
Yeah, well, all these battles that our teams have pushed
Experience
through, have
encountered.
experienced in this
Yes.
Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Again, for a lot of for actually every other team that we have right here, especially in the round number one, they battled an opponent they haven't seen each other before. Because in
Mm.
round number one of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022, it was a battle between GGH teams versus GGL teams.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they never battled with each other before.
Yes.
So it's GGH's first time coming into 7 versus 7. So a lot of them are unaware of what's going to happen, how they are going to make it happen for their squad or for their team.
Yeah.
And for GGL teams, of course, they're showing their experience, but there were some newbies, of course, for the GGL teams as well. But yeah, so far, because of the experience that GGL has shown, uh, you know, they deserve all the places that they have in this tournament. Again, top four teams we have in this tournament is all from GGL.
Yes. Again, like everyone did a good effort.
Mhm.
To be
Yes.
fair, like they showed their strategy and all, and facing like experienced guild is a no joke. Like to be, like, yeah. If I'm gonna be on their shoes during the tournament, I'm telling you, James, I'm gonna be super nervous.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing you're not in their shoes, though.
Yeah. Luckily.
Well, in a tournament situation, I think everyone will be a little bit nervous. Of course, you'll be sweating a lot, probably. And all you need to do is to just stay calm, probably communicate with your team a lot more to make sure you don't make the wrong calls, to make sure you don't make those micro mistakes that can affect the game. Like, maybe positioning yourselves at an awkward spot won't be beneficial to your team. So you need to position yourself in this spot instead. So those micro adjustments can be a good thing for your team, depending on how you want to execute and how you are going to, you know, capitalize on every situation you are faced with.
Yes, I agree. So right now, walang sangit ka versus 85% fictive.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, man.
Yes, very interesting match. We've seen them battle it out with the respective teams, the finalists, a while ago. So, what are your predictions for this match, MG? Of course, we are just going to be on our first round of this match. What are your predictions for this match?
Well, again, my prediction, I think right now for me, 85% fictive has the advantage for me. Because again, they just had their match. Like they're
Mhm.
still fresh from that fight. So definitely they still have that hype, they still have that energy to push through for another match. So I think I'm gonna go with 85% fictive, not because of their lineup, not because of the execution, but for because of their hype right now. Because they
Mhm.
just got their match finished earlier.
Yes. Well, actually, both teams who went to the finals are of the same lineup when they went to the semifinals, both with that Shadow Chaser and Mechanic as their wildcard classes and 5 core classes they have right there. And both teams right now here in third place or battle for third or here in the bronze match. We have the same lineups as well, rocking with that Rune Knight and the Shadow Chaser. So let's see who's the more superior
More
rider
I
right
like
here.
it.
Is it going to be 85% fictive or walang
Walang
sangit
sangit
ka?
ka. Yes.
So we'll see in just a bit. Who do you think will win this match? Is it going to be walang sangit ka or 85% fictive? Let us know in the chat. Just comment it down
Yes.
below. Just vote in the poll that we have right here. Let us know what you think. What are your thoughts for this match? And we'll see what happens as the clock is ticking right now.
Yes. So right now, I think everyone is just casting their battle chants. I think this is the perfect time to do the motivational talk for your team if you're gonna be playing. So I think the gate is about to open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
motivational talk.
yeah. So I think it's going to open any second now, or probably we have some technical. Okay, so we don't
Oh,
have
there
any
you go.
technical issues right now, as the first round is going to start. Again, 85% fictive and walang sangay ka. 85% fictive. Played a little bit safe, reactive. You can say that in the round against Arcane earlier. And
Yes.
walang sangit ka just became a little bit aggressive in round number 2 of their match against um what
Wrist.
wrist in
Yes.
round number 2 as well.
Yes.
So let's see what will happen here in the first round of this bronze match.
So I think right now they're just trying to test the waters. They're just trying to check if the opponent will actually push through. I think what lang sangit ka is just trying to wait out 85% fictive if they're gonna take the first move on this one. So yeah, they're just trying to sit down and try to burn that 7 minutes. They're just taking their time.
Mm-hmm. And let's see if walang sangit ka decides to cross that
Oh,
leafy bridge that we have right here.
I really
Of course, scouts are being sent by both teams. They want to find out where each and every member of their opponents are at. So if walang sangit ka decides to push through, probably we will be seeing a lot more of an aggressive play coming from walang sangit ka. And 85% fictive will probably play a little bit more defensive right here, making sure their members survive and play reactively, like you said. Maybe
yes.
curse circles will land like what they did earlier in their semifinals match against Arcane. Or maybe here in this match, they will go for the offensive because, again, they are up against a different lineup right here. It's similar to theirs, but different from the semifinals.
Yes. Really like how this Sura is playing. He's just stacking on this edge. The moment that somebody pops there, I think he can actually gates of hell that player. Or yeah, I think he can actually reach that. So he's just I think just waiting up here.
As both teams just waiting for each other right now. Not really wanting to make a step or make that move because, again, battle for third place. This is going to be a huge one. Whoever wins this match will be third place, of course. And whoever loses will get that wreath instead of that dragon helm.
Yes. Okay, so I think both teams are just trying to hold their position. They just don't want to commit any mistakes. So I
Mhm.
think
Ooh, 85%
yeah.
fictive. Actually, just trying to push in. Crazy
Oh, here
Vibes
we
and
go.
Casper right here.
Here we go.
85% fictive. They might meet each other right here. As 85% fictive is going to try and push through. As you can see, oh no, you cannot see right there in the screen. But
Yes.
they are going to go at a direction where it hasn't been scouted yet. And our Walasangit ka is just waiting for them right here in their magnetic earth. As you can see,
Okay, quick
Sura
movement now.
will go off. No, actually, they are going to move as well. 85% fictive is actually going to back down while walang sangit ka is going to go in the other direction as well, or they are going to push through. So they might meet each other here
Here we
at
go.
the end of this bridge. As you can see right here, Rune Knight's
Oh,
Magnetic Earth will get casted right here. Dragon's Breath landing from walang sangika. They are dealing damage. And I think one
good
went down.
damage.
Curse Circle will come from 85% fictive. Next Eterna, Gates of Hell will connect right here. But the Sura is still alive for both
Gates
sides.
of Hell?
Dragon's Water's Breath will get casted here. Gates of Hell still landing on both sides, but those Suras are still alive. While walang sangika, the Royal Guard is caught right here. Trample, just eliminating that trap right there. Seed Break will get casted. Royal Guard versus Royal Guard battle. A bloody loss getting
we go.
casted on the floor as 85%
Wow.
fictive has the advantage. They have 4 members here
Seed Break?
because of what 85% fictive did right here as 85% fictive.
Wow.
We'll just try and deal with that Rune Knight to finish off this match. Rune Knight and Royal Guard, those riders right here from Walang Sangit ka as 85% fictive will close on this match and win the first round.
Wow. Well, that was like a really intense match, like an exchange of damages, like going deep on their stacks of both teams. And yeah, I think that was a really close match. Like if there is like one mispositioned character on the side of 85% fictive, that could actually turn into a win on the side of Walang Sangit Ka.
A very, very patient play coming from both teams right there. They just met each other, probably in an unexpected spot. 85% fictive decided to go in for that push. Walang Sangit Ka did as well at the same time that they did. So
Yes.
they actually went on a different path right there. But
Oh,
85% fictive noticed that, and they went the other way around to actually meet Walang Sangit Ka. So that's what happened right there. Walang Sangit Ka just got caught off guard.
mm-hmm.
Bloody Lust getting casted right there. Continues Gates of Hell coming from the Surah of 85% fictive, just landing on Walang Sangit Ka. And the Royal Guard of Walang Sangit Ka got caught as well,
Yes.
using that trample to actually be able to move. But he wasn't able to get out quickly. So that's why the teammates of Walang Sangit Ka decided to push through or to push in. But again, that Bloody Lust is going to affect them right there. And it caused a huge debuff for Walang Sangit Ka. And because of 85% fictive of what they did, they won this first round of this match.
Yes. That was actually a good good exchange of skills coming from these two
Mhm.
guilds. But again, 85% fictive. They have a good sustain on that one. So yeah, they actually outsustained the side of Walang Sangit Ka.
Mhm.
And I think Walang Sangit Ka will just I think they're just gonna do an adjustment on their approach on this one. I think they just waited too long. Yeah. But during that clash, I think 85% fictive is they just know how to punish and go through on the stack of Walang Sangit Ka. So I think Walang Sangit Ka needs to play specifically, like if they're gonna go in and play aggressive, they need to charge in immediately. They need to force 85% fictive to commit mistakes in order for them to land those perfect Dragon's Breath plus
Mm.
Guillotine Fist on top of those key players on the side of 85%.
Mm. Yes. Actually, the first one who went with that curse circle was 85% fictive.
Yeah.
Again, with that curse circle play again from 85% fictive. Um, they're really very dangerous when it comes to that curse circle. Again, curse circle landing followed by the massive damage that Rune Knight can deal.
Yeah.
For 85% fictive. Um, then for Walang Sangit Ka, they just got caught. They got caught. They managed to get out briefly, but yeah, 85% fictive did what they can do. Followed by a lot of skills. Of course, we had a little bit of a Royal Guard battle
Yeah.
earlier there inside that Magnetic Earth. While every other member of Walang Sangit Ka got pushed out because of that Bloody Lust.
Yep.
And it was a very, very unique battle that we had in the first round of this match.
Mhm.
Just each member, each player was waiting patiently for their opponents to push in.
Yes.
And we have these solo plays coming from our players as well to prove that they are very adept in using their characters. So yeah, they are showcasing their skills as well in this tournament because again, that Sura is so quick in his movements. Just going in, curse circle, gates of hell out.
Yep.
Archbishop making sure his team survives. Sorcerer as well. Magnetic Earth, Diamond Dust. Just dispels here and there, just to make sure that everyone's secured and all accounted for. And if you take all of these into account and just look at the overall view, with good mechanics for every member,
Yeah.
and a good team coordination, you can push through high in this tournament. And that's
Yes.
what happened here for both of these teams here in the battle for third place.
Yes. It's actually a really good observation, James. What I really like about the teams that we have right now, like most of them, or I mean, on on the first round that they have, is basically they're just trying to wait it out. Like the guild who has the lowest patience during that match will actually lose that fight immediately. But on the side of Fallen Sangika and 85% fictive, they're very patient enough to wait their opponents, and during that time, um the moment that Walang Sangika is pushing on the north side towards to the middle part of the map, 85% fictive is ready, and they actually know what to do. So that's why we saw a quick land of Curse Circle on top of Walang Sangika, and Walang Sangika tried to paddle back, but I think it's kind of too late to react properly on that aggression coming from 85% fictive, and yeah, they just snowballed and take everyone out.
Mhm.
So the technicality and the strategies coming from these two guilds are really like top tier, really good.
And we are done with our buy phase, and you're now going to be spectating inside of 85% fictive. Again, this is, I believe, the preferred map of Wadang Sangikite, map number one, or probably both teams, though. So I'm not really sure. Maybe both teams prefer this map.
Yes, and I think this map is really good for rune knights, because again you can actually like reposition your rune knights properly. You can actually do it like flanking and all, while just in case that the enemy is trying to rush in and push your stack at the, I mean push on the stack of your team, you can actually disperse and move around, versus on having that on that snow map. Like it's a very like small map. Like there is a limit on where you can actually go. And at the
Mhm.
same time, the Rune Knights AoE, it's really good. And plus the Sura gameplay. That's why we saw a solo gameplay or a solo showcase on the Sura as well. So this map is really good.
Yes, and it's a little bit more spacious than map number three, like what we saw once.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think last quarter, in the quarterfinals, the second round, or the second day of the quarterfinals, or no, rather, in the quarterfinals, we saw that. So I think it
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah.
the match between Obliviate and Wrist, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes.
That's the first match of the quarterfinals. So,
It's actually
oh
really
yeah,
good.
yeah, I think
Hey, guys.
you
Yeah,
put the wrong score here in
yeah, earlier.
yeah.
Earlier. Sorry,
So
sorry about that, guys.
everything has been picked. So it's 85% fictive who actually has the score, not walang sign ka.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So people just commented right here. And yeah. Anyway, this is going to be round number 2 of this match. Walang sangit ka. Can they actually turn things around in round number 2? Again, they changed their lineup here.
Oh.
And
Oh.
I believe they are prepared to deal with 85% fictive in this round.
Oh.
So let's see how they can use their roster, their change roster,
Mm-hmm.
into to translate it into a win here in round number 2.
Yes, definitely. And I think that's actually a good thing that if they find out that they need to do a sudden change, they can actually change and react properly on those lineup. If that character can actually punish, or if that character can actually create space for their team, yes, definitely that's a go on their side. As long as they can actually benefit and do their roles properly, um I think they will have a like a really high uh chance on winning this match, and they can actually
Mm-hmm.
tie up a 1-1 score versus 85% fictive.
Mm-hmm. But let's see what happens now, because 85% fictive is also up and ready for this upcoming second round. Again, this is the battle for third place. If 85% fictive wins this, they are going to be the official third place of this tournament. And if Walang Sangit Ka wins this round, we are going to go to round number 3 in a bit.
Yes. I mean, there's actually a huge potential that we're gonna end up with a 1-1. I'm hoping that that sudden change of player or character on the side of Walang Sangit Ka can actually do wonders on this match. So pretty excited to check what character is that.
Well, actually, a pretty interesting lineup,
Is it
and
okay? Okay.
no, you'll see when they
They
meet,
engage.
probably
Yeah. Okay.
when they engage. But I'm not gonna spoil in on the fun as of yet. But yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. The lineup of Walang Sangka. Let's see how they will execute this roster against 85% effective as the round number 2 is going to start. Walang Sangka just positioning themselves in a spot where they can actually check in on their opponents.
Yes, and on the side of 85% fictive, they're actually staying at the same spot earlier. I think this is actually their comfort spot for the clash. So it's really a wise thing that they just stay here and wait for Walang Sangit Ka to clash in them.
As Walang Sangka just trying to push through. Just being aggressive right here. Just moving it closely against 85% fictive right here. Bob's getting casted right now.
Okay.
Sometimes getting plays. Dragon's Breath will get casted. And 85% fictive is actually just trying to target the Ranger here of Walang Sangka. As you can see, Arrow Storms will connect. Actually, on 85% fictive, eliminating some people here from 85%
Yeah.
fictive. And 85% fictive still has a
They're on the run now.
Pumas will get casted on the floor. And Walang Sangka has that Sura still up and running. Sorcerer is still up there for Walang Sangka as well. Dragon's Breath will connect. And I think the Sura has been masqueraded.
Yes.
But Rising Dragon will get casted right here. Quick Dispel. Gates of Hell will connect. Sorcerer
Oh,
is still
slow?
up. No more follow-up Gates of Hell right here, but the Magic Stays will get casted once again as the Masquerade. The duration has been up, and no more DPS members, I think, for 85% fictive. They got eliminated by that Ranger of Walang
wow.
Sangit Ka, as Walang Sangit Ka will take round number 2 of this match.
What a surprise class coming from Walang Sangit Ka. Like, we are actually not expecting that they are pulling a ranger and a mechanic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
right?
a Ranger and
Ranger
a Mechanic.
and mechanic. It's
For
like
Walang
an
Sangit Ka.
all-in strategy coming from Walang Sangit Ka. And I think
And it worked!
Yeah.
And it worked!
like I think 85% fictive got surprised. Like we saw an aggression move coming from that Rune Knight on the side of 85% fictive, and he didn't know that he's facing a ranger and a mechanic on top of him. Wow.
A very, very quick
Was,
gameplay there
that
coming
was a
from Walang
surprise.
Sangit Ka,
Wow.
actually. I think Walang Sangit Ka at that round played really well.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
weren't that defensive. They just kept on pushing through. They just kept on moving.
Yep.
And I think they know their lineup pretty well. That's why they did what they did in round number 2 to make sure they have the advantage or element of surprise. Just moving in closer, they don't want to give time for 85% fictive to scout things out. Again, if you scout and you spotted that there's a ranger, Numos will get casted there at
Yes.
behind from
Yep.
behind the magnetic earth. If you saw that there's a mechanic there, maybe elemental shields will get popped when that land protector or that magnetic earth goes off. Or we might see some safety walls get casted as well. So it will all depend on how you scout your opponent, how you spot the lineup of your opponent.
Yes.
And it's pretty interesting there for Walang Sangka because we haven't seen them utilize this kind of lineup. This is the first time they did it. It's in the battle for third place.
Yes. And just
Usually they go for those a lot more stable
yes,
and a lot more
yup.
meta stable lineups. Like Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser and Warlock. But Ranger and Rune Knight, Ranger and Mechanic.
No
A
one-
little bit different, and it's pretty interesting.
Yes, actually, no one is expecting that lineup, including 85% fictive. The moment that they saw that ranger, I think they just paddled back immediately. At the same time, it's gonna be a really hard like choice to like. You're gonna be like really confused if you're gonna be on the side of 85% fictive. Like are you gonna focus on the Ranger putting Numa while trying to protect your team on that suicidal destruction threat coming from that mechanic as well? Plus, on top of that, you have the Sura of walang sangit ka roaming around with red HP as well. So you're
Mhm.
defending on three types of classes that can actually punish your entire team. And I just want to comment, walang sangit ka, like pulling off a really wild classes out of their what do you call this? Like their strategy.
Mhm.
It actually paid off. Like they managed to tie it in a 1-1 and they ended that fight in a flashy way as well. Like
Mhm.
really good, really good. Walang sangit ka. Yeah.
Yes, pretty good match for these two teams. But again, let's see if they can execute it in the third round as well. As 85% fictive might make some adjustments of their own. We'll probably see in just a bit. But yeah, a pretty interesting match that we have right here. Again, this is the battle for third place, the bronze match of this
Yes.
tournament. And whoever wins this, again, will be winning 500 USD,
Yup.
three god item material box,
Mm-hmm.
and a costume copper dragon helm in game.
Yep.
Right, so flexing the copper dragon helmet you have right
Just
here.
imagine walking, wearing that headgear or wearing that,
Uh, and
walking.
that's one of the things, MG, that you'll never experience.
I will soon. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows, guys? Who knows? Come on.
Well, you
Yeah,
might.
yeah, yeah.
You maybe sometime in the future you're not going
Future.
to be here with me. You're going to be
I'm still
the one to
hoping.
play.
I'm still hoping that my future is still there competing on the 70s. I'm still hoping.
Oh,
Then
well,
if I reach like top 3, I'm gonna wear that and walk at the middle of Frontera.
only top three.
Top top 3, maybe on the finals, right? Maybe on the finals.
Well,
Yeah.
well, well.
Then
But
people
yeah,
will
in order
remember
for you
me.
to reach
People will
there, though,
remember me if that happens. You know, that's gonna be epic.
well,
That's gonna be
if you
epic.
can, if you can
If
reach the
well, okay. To
the,
be
the
fair,
top.
James. Yeah. To be fair, James. Like, um, qualifying on this tournament is already a win. Like,
Mhm.
right? Like having the experience facing the veterans on the 7v7 scene of Ragnarok third job, like having scrims, having like the fights between the GGL guilds plus the GGH guilds is already a win for me
Mhm.
and I think for everyone as well who participated for this tournament.
Mhm. Well,
So yeah, I
yeah.
think I would settle for it. I mean, I would really love to reach the finals, but just in case I didn't have that good luck, yeah. So I think
Well, you need to
still,
practice a lot though, and you are going to be up
yeah.
against pretty well experienced teams. So
Yes,
LG,
yes.
you need to buff up. You need a lot. You need to eat a lot more rice in
Rice.
order for you to probably
Yeah.
reach the top right here. But anyway, who do you think is going to win this match? Again, bow for third. It's a tough one.
It is. It
85%
is.
fictive
Yes.
and walang sangit ka. Both teams just trying their best. Both teams just giving it their all. Just doing what they can, changing those lineups, maneuvering in a different way that is expected of them, just to proceed high or to place third place
Yes.
in this tournament.
Yes. And at the same time, like pulling a class out of their pull of strategies out of nowhere,
Mhm.
putting it on works on the second round. I think the guilds right now is showing us like how beautiful the 7v7 scene is. The creativity and the what do you call this? The technicality of this one is it's actually just beautiful, you know,
Mhm.
to see and to learn from them.
Uh-huh. And we have a comment here saying that the reward It's not really that good.
Dude,
Well,
come on.
to each
Come
their own,
on.
I guess,
For
right?
me, it's like I mean, just for my opinion, it's still good for me.
Well, because you don't have any more costume headgears, I think
I,
that's fine.
I don't have costume, so any costumes will do.
Yeah, any costume will do for MG. I'm a huge fan of costumes, so I have a lot of
Yeah, James
costumes.
is. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, this is going to be match number 3 of the battle for third right here. Again, walang Saika versus 85% fictive. Did walang Saika make some adjustments on their side? I think you need to be on the side of walang Saika right here. MG.
I'll just rush in there.
Uh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
Sorry
no,
about
I'm
that.
just
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to the other side. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, James.
Anyway,
Anyways, okay, so yeah. I think
yeah,
Battle
as you
Chants
can
are
see.
casting.
yeah, as you can see, 85% fictive made some adjustments on their own. While Sangika still sticking with that ranger and mechanic strategy. And this is going to be pretty interesting because 85% fictive went for that mechanic. So we are going to see what will happen in this match. This is a map that is quite hard to pull off that mechanic because it's a little bit more open.
Yeah.
There are choke points, but I believe no one is
No one's willing to take that.
willing.
Yeah.
No one is willing to push that choke point. So
Yep.
yeah, it will all depend on the strategy and the execution of our teams as we are going to start match round number 3 of this match.
Yes. Walang Sangit Ka versus 85% fictive, and on the side of 85% fictive, currently they're just staying again on their sweet spot, and I think they're just waiting. Walang Sangit Ka to react on this one, but on I think oh, they have a mechanic now. Ooh, okay.
All right. So I believe if Walang Saika didn't change their lineup, they need to be a little bit more aggressive right here, because again they need to utilize their ranger. So if that ranger doesn't get the positioning he needs,
Yeah.
in order to pull off probably those arrow storms and the necessary skills to cast to take down their opponents, then I believe they won't have a good time right here. But 85%
we go.
fictive is going to try and do things differently for their side, of course, playing with that mechanic.
Yes.
Whoever lands that suicidal destruction first, and whoever lands that perfectly will be able to take the advantage in this round. But again, these two teams is being tough. First one who's trying to go in is Walang Saika. Sorcerer is just trying to go in. Magnetic Earth getting cast onto the floor. Will almost connect as you go up to the top right here, MG.
Here we go.
Magnetic Earth is almost going to connect. Masquerade's Ignorance is going to actually land here. Walang Saika, mechanic pushing through. Same for the mechanic here of Walang Saika. Actually, front slides going in. Arrow Storms will connect. And I don't know what's happening. Suicidal Destruction will connect, but 85% fictive. Eliminating. Oh, but that Sura though will go down because of that Arrow Storm. Walang Sangit Ka. Gates of Hell will land. And 85% fictive. I don't know if they still have that DPS option. They have that mechanic. They have that Sorcerer. It's going to be 4 versus 4. 4 versus 4, yes.
Wow. Like,
and this
really
is
fast.
going to be a pretty interesting match,
Yes.
because again, 4 players left here for Walang Sangka, 4 players left as well for 85% fictive. The
Yep.
only DPS option they have right here is the Sorcerer and a mechanic high-speed Cartram.
Here we go.
Vacuums will get casted, but Land Protector Magnetic Earth will connect. No Suras, no
Arrow
high-speed
Storm,
Cartram.
whoa!
Gates of Hell, no, will connect right here. Taking down 1 for 85% fictive. Gates of
of
Hell
Hell?
once again. Sorcerer will go down 85% fictive. At a disadvantage, Gates of Hell will connect once again. And we have our third placer. Walang Sangit Ka will win this round. And is the third place or the bronze winner of this tournament.
Wow. Like, the damage coming from Walang Sangit Ka was really insane. The left and right damage coming from the Ranger plus the Sura on their side that was really like really intense coming from Walang Sangit Ka. They actually forced 85% fictive to paddle back on that scenario, and the moment that they paddle back, a quick punish, a long range punish coming from that ranger on the side of Walang Sangit Ka, taking out several players of 85% fictive. And that ranger, I'm not sure, James, if you're gonna agree with me, but I think that's the MVP for Walang Sangit Ka.
Well, actually, that ranger though took down that Sura of
Yes.
85% fictive with one arrow storm. Probably because that Sura of 85% fictive
Mm-hmm.
uh got was playing with very low HP, and because of that, it became a little bit difficult for him to push in. When he pushed in so far without that royal guard supporting him,
Yeah.
that arrow storm will connect and it will eliminate that Sura. And
Yes.
royal guard is out of the option as well because he got eliminated by probably a suicidal destruction.
Yep.
Both sides just landing that suicidal destruction. Again, it was chaotic at the start. It was really, really chaotic at the start. Again, both mechanics were just front slide, backslide, and suicidal destruction landed on one part. Another suicidal destruction landed on another stack, and
Yes.
it became a 4 versus 4 battle with everything going on, right? But arrow storms will connect, and yeah, arrow storms, suicidal destruction gates of a lot of DPS options there for walang sangit ka. Again, they didn't go for that shadow chaser in their lineup anymore.
Yes.
I was praising their shadow chaser all along for how they perform in battle. Again, just being an aggressive shadow chaser can actually mean um can deal a lot of things
Yes.
for your team. But having a different option like that ranger and mechanic is also a good thing as well, because again, it worked out for Walang Saika right there.
Yes.
And because of the lineup that they pulled off at the start of round number 2 of that match, they actually won this bronze match and will be winning that 500 USD 3 god item material box and copper dragon helm right there.
Yes. I think the reason why they opted out for a much aggressive and DPS, they just want to. I think both teams just wanted to have a race on whoever has the fastest DPS that can actually land on the opposing side. So I think that's the reason why they opted out for a different lineup on the side of 85% fictive. But again, on the side of Walang Sangit Ka, they have the momentum. They just won their match using that lineup. They have the momentum, so they know how to position their characters properly on the map. I think they have that familiarity immediately on their lineup, because again, that ranger is on a comfort spot earlier on the top right. He's just sniping. The moment that he drops a arrow storm, he's just gonna go out of the range of the opposing team, which is the 85% fictive. Then the moment that he saw an opening, or maybe they saw an opening, that's the time that he's gonna re-engage. And that's why earlier he managed to take out those key players. And when the 4v4 happens, I think the sorcerer did a really good job just putting a land protector, creating a pressure, quick arrow storm taking out that mechanic, and it's a 4v3. Then from 4v3, it's a sweep. So a dominating match coming from Walang Sangit Ka versus 85% fictive. Good job.
Yes, and good game, well played to 85% effective right there. Again, a very, very awesome match we had for the bronze match. But we are going to push through to the tournament. This is now going to be our grand finals. Wrist versus Arcane. This is it, NG. This will culminate everything for the tournament. Who will win that first place prize? Is it going to be Wrist or Arcane?
Arcane. That's
all right.
gonna
So
be
let us know, of course, in the chat as well. Of course, these teams are already secured at least the second place rewards, which is 1,500
Oh,
USD,
that's a lot.
five God item material box, a costume silver dragon helm as well. And yeah, we are going to have an interesting match for the next one. But
Mm-hmm.
before we proceed to that, we are going to be taking a very quick short break as teams are still preparing. When we
Yes.
come back, it's going to be the grand finals of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. So sit back, relax, stay tuned, and we'll be right back. And we are back here at the Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Again, we are your casters. My name is James.
And my name is MG. Let's go.
Yes, let us go, MG. We are now about to witness the grand finals of this tournament. 32 teams
32 teams.
have
Yes.
tried. We are now down to the top two.
Yep.
Who will be our grand winner? Because it's the grand finals, we should have a grand winner, right?
Of course, definitely.
Who will be the grand winner of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022? Is it going to be
Rest. sorry. My timing's kind of off there. Sorry.
Alright,
My
yeah.
bad. My bad.
all right? Is it going to be
Arcane. Let's go.
or wrist? All right. Okay. Kind of an off timing right there, but
Yeah.
yes, two teams remaining for this match. Again, we have our bronze match winner or the third placer, which is our rather walang sangit ka. Okay, and right now we are going to have our battle for champions. Battle for first place, Wrist versus Arcane. Again, these two teams, very, very competitive. Arcane just doing the strategic placements of their characters with the right timing and strategy. They can outshine their opponent even when they are at a disadvantage, like what they did in the matches in the earlier rounds of this tournament.
Yep.
Let's see if they can turn things around here, or if they can still do the same thing in the grand finals of this Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. So right now, of course, in the chat, let us know
Yes,
who do you
guys, let's
think
go.
deserves to be the winner of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Is it Wrist or Arcane? All right, so let us know your
Ooh.
predictions as well in the chat. Of course, we have some comments right here. Hello, please, shout outs to MG. All right, said Nicholas right here.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right,
what the fuck?
some shout outs to Adonis,
Adonis as
Resident
well.
Dog. Shout out to Rex. Okay, so Adonis is a dog. Interesting, said Angelo. Adonis is one of the teams that actually competed in this tournament. I think they got eliminated by Walang Sangit Ka in round number 2 of this tournament. We have some comments right here. Shout out to MG Fallen. All right, so
Yeah.
all shout outs are for MG right here. Classic RO. EJ, you can download this game, of course, if you are from Malaysia, Singapore, or Philippines. You can download ROGGH, or if you are from Indonesia, you can download ROGGL. All right. So finally, the finals. Yes, this is going to be the grand finals of this tournament. Two teams remaining out of 32 teams. These teams are the best of the best,
That's off the
and they deserve to be here in the top spot because they outshined every other team they went up against, and now they are going to have a battle to see who is the champion of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022.
Yes. So again, this is gonna be best of the best of teams that we have for this tournament. So I'm really excited, James, to see how they can actually take down Arcane. And the same goes with Arcane. Are we gonna see the same Arcane that we saw earlier, or are they gonna be a marching, charging strategy build? So it's pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and check how these teams will take each other. And again, top level strategies again that we're gonna see. So I think we have like, I think the timer didn't start that.
Yeah, not yet. Timer
No,
didn't
yet.
start yet. Again, let us know your predictions in the chat. Do you think Risk deserves to win this tournament, or do you think Arcane is going to take it all? Again, let us know your predictions. Vote in the poll as well. We have here some comments. Of course, we will read your comments while the grand finals is going on. And we have a question right here, which I will answer in a bit after this first round.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, after this first round finishes. But again, this is going to be an
An
high
intense.
intensity gameplay coming from these two teams. Again, both teams very very strategic when it comes to their gameplay. Both teams have very good mechanics in a way that you know how to move those micro
Yeah,
movements,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
Okay, so because mechanic can also mean the class mechanic, right?
Yes.
Anyway, uh, what is happening on your end right there for Wrist, MG? What
Okay.
is the lineup of Wrist? Explain it to us.
Okay, so currently Rist is actually playing a very balanced lineup. So again, they have their Sork, they have their Minstrel, they have their Royal Guard, they have the Rune Knight, they have their Archbishop, Sura, plus of course the Shadow Chaser. So again, they're gonna opt out for a very balanced lineup. This is a very good lineup since they want if they want to go for an offense that Rune can actually put a good offense and pressure as well. If they want to play defensively, they have that Shadow Chaser to cut that push coming from the opponent. So again, very balanced lineup, and this is actually gonna be really good versus Arcane.
Yes, for Arcane, they have the mechanic and they have the Shadow Chaser in the lineup, along with the 5 core classes that we mentioned. But here, right now, we are going to see them battle out. Round number 1, Magnetic Virus is going to connect. Pain Bombs getting casted here. Masquerades, of course, will get casted as well. As you can see, Dragon's Breath, Crazy Vines on the floor.
There we
Magnetic
go.
Virus will connect. And you can see Vacuums, Curse Circle landing
Outside.
from Arcane. Suicidal Destruction,
Oh!
no one will go down right here because of that Millennium Shield coming from that Rune Knight. Of course, Arcane Wrist, the Shadow Chaser got caught. Arcane is getting pushed right here from Wrist, and Wrist looking at the battle right here, just trying to take down the members here of Arcane. Gates of Hell will connect,
of Hell.
trying to take down the Rune Knight and the Shadow Chaser of what do you call it, Wrist right
Yes.
here, as Arcane is just trying to survive. Both teams still having those members up and running. Both teams still have those DPS players still up and running for their side. I think no one lost a member right here for both teams.
Yes.
As our Wrist is going to try and position themselves in a good spot. Our
Gates of
Rune
Hell.
Knight got caught. Dragon's Water Breath will go off. Numas will land on the
Oh,
backside
and-
right here. Curse
Gates of-
Circle once again.
Oh,
Gates
wow.
of Hell. But I think someone will go down right here. Coming from Wrist. Bloody Lust will get casted on the backside of there. And you can see the Shadow Chaser of Arcane just trying to deal damage. Someone got caught close confined.
Oh,
and you
he's
can
down.
see that Arcane is trying to push in. Wrist is having a hard time getting pushed
The
back
sustain?
here by Arcane. High-speed Cartram getting damaged right here by Arcane. Arcane,
aggression now.
Viper Lock, Rune Knight will go down. Arcane trying to take down the Sorcerer. Sorcerer will go down.
Gates
Archbishop,
of
the
Hell?
only one left.
Wow.
As Arcane will take this round and win round number 1.
Wow, a very intense, fast-paced Arcane on this first match of our grand finals. That was a really good push coming from Arcane and a really intense exchange of damages on the first engagement of Riz and Arcane. Wow.
What?
I mean,
What a match. What a round number 1 we had right there, MG.
like I'm expecting a really good match, but I didn't expect that they're gonna bring a really good match, a top level performance coming from Wrist and Arcane. It actually blew my mind having that exchange of damage, but still sustaining the damage left and right. That suicidal destruction, I thought that they can actually pull off like 1 or 2 players, but no, they actually survived and tanked it. Wow.
Yes, oh my goodness. What a match we had right there, MG.
And
Oh
James,
my.
and to think this is the first match. This is the first round of this match. Just imagine that. Like, what more can we actually expect or see on the following or on the second match? Oh,
Yeah, and very interesting matchup. Again, round number 1, Suicidal Destruction, Millennium Shield at the right moment. Plus, I think that Royal Guard survived that Suicidal Destruction landing coming from Arcane.
Yeah.
Wrist was able to counter that. Wrist then tried to push Arcane. Arcane backed out. Arcane did a few adjustments, tried to wait it out, waited for Wrist to make those mistakes.
Yeah.
Then they finally spotted a mistake coming from Wrist. Again, Magnetic Earth got casted. Curse Circle coming from Arcane. Just trying to disable
Yeah.
some of their key players right there come from Wrist. Gates of Hell back out. When they backed out, Shadow Chaser of Arcane was waiting for them to go back.
Yes.
When they went back from that Magnetic Earth, Bloody Lust got casted immediately.
Yes.
Some of them got out, but the Shadow Chaser tried to catch someone with that close confine, and he caught that Royal Guard. Then that Royal Guard got pummeled by the attacks of Arcane. Then they just fell down from there. One by one, Wrist fell down, and that's how Arcane took that round.
Yes. The reset that Arcane did there earlier was really good. Like on point reset. While Wrist recognized that Arcane is doing a reset, they tried to do their own reset as well. But the Shadow Chaser you mentioned earlier was just waiting for them to interrupt that reset immediately. Then the moment that Arcane have their skills up and ready, they engage immediately, punished every Wrist members that they can actually see. That
Yes.
Shadow Chaser did a really good job there and creating a huge space for a huge win coming from Arcane. Good job there. Good job.
Mm-hmm. A very, very high intensity gameplay coming from these two teams. But yeah, we are now at the buying phase. Some comments right here. Sorry, we cannot read the
Yeah.
non-English comments right here, but we have a comment earlier coming from Angelo. Would you think having a local 7v7 qualifiers for GGH will be
Oh.
entertaining like this RAM? Well, I believe so.
Well,
GGH are, you can say, new bloods. Nobody from GGH reached the top 4, but 2 of the teams from GGH managed to reach top 8. So this also can be a good experience for them. And I believe with the right amount of practice, with the right amount of exposure
Yes.
to the right amount of tournaments, they can probably give us a high intensity gameplay such as this one.
Yes, and definitely if you really like what you're seeing right now, like the tournaments and all, there's actually a section in our Discord where you can actually suggest. So if you're really keen on having these types of tournament, locals, or like collaboration tournaments, you can actually just comment it down on the suggestion tabs. And definitely most of our CMs are, reading it and checking it from time to time. So just put your suggestions on the on our Discord and suggestions tab. There you go.
All right, and whew,
Dude, just imagine first round.
I'm kind of at a loss for words at the first round right here, but we are going to be starting our second round in just a bit.
Yes.
MG, what are your predictions here for round number 2 in this match?
Okay. Predictions. For this match, I think Riz know how to counter Arcane. Like, in order for them to like take over the power of Arcane, they need to put like consistent aggression. What do you mean by consistent aggression? They need to put that Rune Knight on work, just spamming or creating space for their Sura. The moment that they can actually do that, because eventually Arcane is gonna paddle back. That's the first reaction of Arcane. If they didn't land that suicidal destruction, like what they did earlier, if they didn't land it perfectly, like no one died, immediately you saw them falling back. The moment that they fall back, they need to rush in immediately because definitely Arcane is gonna do a reset on that one. But they need to be careful on that Shadow Chaser because that Shadow Chaser is gonna be really painful if he can actually like caught you off guard during that push. But again, I think consistent aggression versus Arcane. Do not let Arcane react or reset on the second match, because if they're gonna reset and counter you, it's gonna be deadly on your side. But again, I still believe in Wrist on taking this round 2, so I would go for Wrist.
Yes, it is going to be deadly as earlier we saw that suicidal destruction land on the side of Wrist. But unfortunately, I think maybe a Millennium Shield and Auto Guard just guarded that suicidal destruction from hitting and dealing damage to Wrist right there. So let's see what will happen here in round number 2. No roster changes for both sides we have right here. And both rocking the same lineup. Let's see if Wrist can actually counter that strategy that Arcane is planning to do here in round number 2.
Yes. Actually, this is the perfect time to get your popcorns and drinks, because definitely we're gonna see an intense match coming from the top guilds right now. We're gonna expect like best of the best executions and coordinations, and the same time the counters as well. Like first engagement, sustaining left and right damages, and whoever have that a small mistake, they can actually capitalize on that small mistake and turn it into a win. That's what Arcane did. So definitely, go ahead.
I think both teams just needs to capitalize on the mistakes that their opponents will do.
Yeah,
Just make sure to spot those little things, because those little things matter. Like if you spotted that the sorcerer of your opponent got out positioned, that royal guard got caught by a trap, is now using trample. Or maybe that Sura just went just out positioned himself,
Yeah.
just tried to tried to dive in, but actually catching Noah with a curse
Yeah.
circle probably. And those small mistakes can actually do a lot of things for your team. As round 2 is going to start right here, Wrist is going to play a little bit defensively, and for Arcane, they are just going to try and find where Wrist is right now. I believe both teams are going to encircle each other right now. And they are going to meet. Some scouts getting casted right here. Magnetic Earth. Wrist is going to be on the aggressive right here, while Arcane is going to play a little bit reactive and defensive. And you can see those Suras coming from Arcane, just trying to move in and move out. Masquerade Ignorance will come off, coming from that Shadow Chaser of Arcane right here. Dragon's Breath will land.
They need to be
And you
careful.
can see some crazy vines getting casted on the floor here, but no follow-up attacks coming from Wrist. And we can see the Arcane is just positioning, and you can see Suicidal Destruction will land on Wrist right there, and you can see a lot of players of Wrist getting taken down by the Suicidal Destruction. It's going to be 4 players
Dragon's
left
Breath.
here, 3 players left here for Wrist, but you can see that the Gates of Hell will connect.
Here we go.
And Rising Dragon, of course, once again, that Sura of Wrist just trying to survive, along with, I believe his teammate got knocked out. As Arcane still up and running, Gates of Hell will
Yes.
connect once again, taking down that Archbishop of Arcane, and that Sura and that Sorcerer. Sura and Sorcerer of Wrist is still up and alive.
Yes.
So they still have this chance to take down Arcane right here. They can still dispel Gates of Hell, and I don't know if Arcane still has that DPS. Remember, although they still have that Sura still up and running for Arcane right here, and the Wrist is just trying to survive this. Of course, probably some Fedora cards will get to work, some cloaking advantages. Of course, this is the map to do it. We have a lot of time here for Wrist. What will they do to turn things around? Of course, they are at a disadvantage. Numbers are on the side of Arcane right here.
Here we go.
Vacuums will get casted by both sides. We have that devotion or sacrifice coming from Arcane. They still have that magic strings, of course, a Wrist. You can see that Sorcerer just trying to land that vacuum on the floor there, but Masquerade Ignorance, I think, will connect here for the Sorcerer of a Wrist, and he cannot cast
Here we
any
go,
skills.
Curse
He just
Circle.
tries to run away. Curse Circle to delay, and what a good play there coming from the Sura of Wrist, just trying to delay Arcane from pushing in, and Wrist just using those muffs, using those skills that they have. They still have time to turn things around. Gates of
Whoa!
Sorcerer will go down. This spell
Gates of Hell again?
Gates of Hell again will go out. Wrist is just trying to survive this spell. Royal Guard is
Oh!
down. Oh my goodness!
The
What a
comeback!
comeback play. Wrist.
Here we go.
One more player coming from from Wrist here.
Let's
Shadow
go!
formation. Dispel. Curse circle. No more attacks will land. Gates of Hell. Shadow formation at the right moment. Urgent escape. And what a play coming from Wrist right there. Oh my goodness.
What?
What a huge comeback attack. Masquerade Ignorance, Curse Circle, no Shadow Formation right here.
Go.
Guillotine Fist to finish it off
Oh!
as Wrist will win this round. And oh my goodness, what a round number 2 we had right there, MG.
Like, how from a 2v4 scenario down to a 2v2, down to 2v1, Wrist, the Sura of Wrist is pulling it off. Like, a good curse circle delaying the enemies to punish the sorcerer right there is just, it just proves that the level of coordination of these guilds right now are really top level. Like, I don't know, James. Like, I'm really speechless. Like, I thought that Arcane can actually like 2-0 on this one, but again, like I said earlier, Wrist, the Sword of Wrist is doing it for the entire team. What a carry!
Oh my
What
gosh.
a carry, James.
And I believe that Sura of Wrist just
What a
caught.
carry.
He just caught that Sura of Arcane as well. But it was caught off cam.
Yeah.
And what a comeback play coming from those two players of Wrist. Again, that's why we are at the grand finals of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Mechanics are on point. The best of the best is here at the grand finals.
Yes, this is what we're actually expecting for the finals. But there are, I mean, these two guilds like is really like on the next level, James. Like, they're pulling off like crazy plays, crazy comebacks as well. Oh my god. Like, speechless on this
Yes.
one. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
How's that even
Huge
possible? Like,
play.
2v1.
No. Initially, I thought if the Sura is the only one alive for Wrist right there,
Okay.
they wouldn't stand a chance. Wrist would have been down immediately. But again, Sorcerer, Sura, you saw their coordination. It was so on point. Dispels will go off. Masquerade Ignorance was casted on
Yeah.
that Sorcerer of Wrist earlier. Curse Circle
But
landed
saved.
at that specific moment to
Saved.
save that Sorcerer from being caught. And that moment, you saw the coordination of these two players of Wrist. They went out. Chris Agi buffs getting casted on that Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Dispels, Gates of Hell, landings specifically on time, on point, just turning things around, just catching those players of Arcane off guard and taking that round for Wrist.
Yes.
What a round we had right there. What a comeback victory
Yes.
for that round for Wrist.
I really love the coordination between between those two players right now. The sorcerer is trying to expose himself, trying to bait it out, creating a space. Knowing that he's gonna be attacked by that royal guard. And the moment that royal guard is attacking, I think that is an opportunity for that sorcerer to maybe debuff. At the moment that he actually debuffed, an immediate Gates of Hell landed on that royal guard, and from there he punished another player, which is, I believe that's the minstrel, who got punished there, and lastly the shadow chaser. I mean, the lineup currently on Arcane was really good, but again, if you're gonna have a certain scenarios without that Sura can actually turn things around, like what we saw on Wrist versus Arcane. So again, this is a really good match, and it's really hard to predict, to be fair.
Yes.
Both teams are very technical. They have they have like really good individual players. Okay. Wrist and Arcane has a really good Sura, both of them, right? So
Yes, actually both teams know what they are doing.
yes.
Again,
yes.
Shadow Chaser of Arcane earlier. If Risk doesn't know what they are doing, if they are just going to blindly use that curse circle,
Yeah,
rather Gates of Hell, while that shadow formation is still up, that Shadow Chaser could have turned things around
I agree.
for Arcane right there. But unfortunately for Arcane, Risk knows what they are doing. That's why we saw what we saw earlier. Curse Circle, some dispels will land. Masquerades got casted, but it didn't matter as that Masquerade got casted. An initial call coming from that sorcerer. Oh, he's casting a skill.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably go in Curse Circle, Guillotine Fist to finish that round, and what a way to end that round number 2. As we are heading on to round number 3 right now, MG. Again, predictions. Same teams or same lineup for both teams we have right here, and I believe they are ready to take this to the next level, MG.
Yes.
They still have their Runai, right? For wrist.
Yes. Well, I think for me, my prediction for this one is still gonna be on the side of Wrist. Because again, if they manage to pull off the same style, okay, I think maybe they can actually take another win out of Arcane. That's my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
But
it's tough. It's tough. Like Arcane is still good as well. So kind of
yes,
torn down.
actually, both teams are pretty good right here. Again, initial suicidal destruction landing on wrist earlier was I thought won it for Arcane. But again, wrist just turned things around for round number 2. So let's see what will happen here in round number 3. This is one exciting matchup we have right here. Again, this is a best of 5 match. Both teams score
Yes.
is 1-1. Arcane versus Wrist, round number 3. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Okay. So initially, Magnetic Earth Curse Circle
Here we
landing
go.
from Wrist.
Whoa!
Rune Knights will go off. Okay. Ground Spread Million Shield. Oh my goodness! What happened right there? Arcane.
Wow.
Just got
They've got
eliminated in an
this.
insta right there.
Wow.
I'm not sure what happened. I need to watch the replay of that. As you can see, Riz is at an advantage right here. They have more members right now. Minstrel's the only one left here for Arcane. They still have the Shadow Chaser as well. Gates of Hell will connect. Riz is at an advantage right here. Shadow Chaser up and running. Masquerade Ignorance, Urgent Escape, trying to clutch things out there for Arcane. But that Shadow Chaser is going to try and escape from the hands of this Sura. And our Wrist is at an advantage here with more members in the lineup. Of course, Fate Bob's weakness, and you can see Gates of Hell will land, Fibrolocks, and Wrist will take this round as well. And the score is now 2-1, with Wrist leading.
God, like the matches are really good. Like we're not expecting a rush play coming from Risk, but actually that's actually the best thing that they can actually pull off. Because again, Arcane is very dependent on the angle where they can actually like freely dive in using that suicidal destruction. And in order for you to have a better angle, you need to reposition your team as well. In order for you to force your enemy to reposition their angle as well towards your stack. So I think during that time they didn't actually made any adjustment on the side of Wrist. Without any hesitation, they saw a quick opening, a quick stack there, a 5-stack players on the side of Arcane, and Datsura immediately took that opportunity and land that curse circle. And from that curse circle, a quick damage coming from their Rune Knight, I believe, and the same time from I think also the sorcerer tried to cast a heavy damage as well, plus the Sura. So
Yes,
that's a quick
actually,
one.
MG,
Mhm.
because of what happened right here, Wrist is 1 win away from winning Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022.
Yes. I
They
mean,
are 1 win away from winning the whole thing. The pressure is going to be on their shoulders right now. And of course, some pressure on the side of Arcane as well. They need to win 2 consecutive matches in order for them to win this tournament. But first, they need to battle it with Wrist once again. I'm not sure what happened earlier. I watched the replay on the stream,
Yeah.
but it wasn't enough to catch everything that happened. I need to
It was
probably
really fast.
rewind
It was
the
really fast.
replays over and over
Yes.
again. I saw that neutral barrier of that mechanic of Arcane just trying to make their stack survive.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they got obliterated in a flash right there immediately. So I need to check it what happened right there. Maybe a skill landed that I'm not aware of or not sure of.
Right.
And yeah, Wrist just beat down Arcane in that round as well. So maybe in round number 4, we'll see something different for Arcane. Maybe a new roster or a new lineup for Arcane right here. But Wrist is just dominating right now. 2-1 is the score with Wrist leading. And they're one match or one round
One round. Yeah.
away from winning the whole thing. But if Arcane wins this next round, of course, we are going to have our scores 2 against 2. I believe we are going to have a dice match for the round or round number 5 if ever
Okay.
we reach that.
Okay.
So we are going to check things out, or we need to
We
make
need to check,
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to check it out if that's going to be the case. And yeah, a very, very intense battle we have right here, MG. Best of 5. This is the grand finals. And our teams just proved why we are here at the grand finals, watching them right now.
Yes, the best of the best. Again, I think Risk did actually a really good job there. Like I mentioned before the match happened, they need to lock down Arcane. They need to stop Arcane on moving or reacting from anything. I think that's the best key on taking down Arcane. The moment that they meet in the middle or they meet their stack, you need to take action immediately. Because if you don't react on the side of Arcane, Arcane will definitely find an area where they can actually destroy you right away. But Rest didn't actually give them any reasons to land that suicidal destruction. They just managed to cast that neutral barrier, like you mentioned earlier, try to sustain or defend their members. But again, that was not enough on the side of Rest. Rest wants to dominate this match, and hopefully Arcane can actually bounce on this one to have that sweet 2-2 score. Let's go, Arcane.
Yes, I need to replay that moment over and over. That's I need
That
to
was
be
really intense,
aware
bro.
of what happened. It was so quick. It happened so quick. So I need to check things out on what happened. But anyway, round 3 is over. Rest won that round. We are now here in round number 4. MG predictions. What do you have right here on the side of Arcane?
Okay, on the side of Arcane, they still have that 5 core classes, as we know, and they still have that mechanic and at the same time the Shadow Chaser. So I think they're just gonna stick on what they practiced, which is very good, and they're gonna stick and believe on what they can actually pull off out of this roster.
And Risk having the same lineup once again. Again, Risk is one win away from winning this whole tournament. Will Risk be able to take this, or will Arcane push this to round number 5 as Risk is just going to play defensive right here? Arcane just pushing in, front slide. No suicidal destruction right here. Masquerade Ignorance, I think, landing on that mechanic. Gates of Hell, I think, taking down that mechanic earlier of Arcane as Risk is backing down a little bit. Zen's, of course, that Sura getting caught by that deep state. Gates of Hell, I think, will land on that Sura, eliminating the Sura of Arcane right there, I think. I believe, and now the Sorcerer of Arcane up and running still for the side of Arcane, while Risk is just trying to survive this and just backing down. Masquerade will get casted on that Sura, and you can see just waiting for that Archbishop to try and debuff him right here, or cast those buffs. And I think no more DPS members on the side of Arcane, but they still have the Shadow Chaser as Risk. The DPS will connect and eliminate the Shadow Chaser of Arcane, and I think this is going to be it, MG. Sorcerer is going to be down. Mid-cell, the only one left here for Arcane.
They're running now.
Gates of Hell, Ignorance will connect. And Mitchell will get taken down. Congratulations, Rest, for winning the grand finals.
Wow. Wow. Like, Arcane is trying to set a tempo, a really good tempo, actually. They're trying to switch it up from a slow phase strat to a fast phase strategy. And still, Wrist is just waiting. They know they don't have that pressure catching up on that score. Wrist perfectly reacted on everything. I think some of the Arcane members got overextended and got punished immediately by that Sura. And again, that Sura doing the works on the side of Risk, creating space, creating those opportunities for the entire team. It's really unbelievable. So GG well played still on both guilds, and congratulations to Risk and also on Arcane. Congratulations as well.
Good game. Well played to Rest. Congratulations for winning
Wow.
the grand finals, for being the champions of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. And good game, well played to Arcane for winning, or for being the first or the runner-up of this Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. And my goodness, MG, can you show our screen right now here? Let's see the characters of our winners. I believe no, they logged out.
Oh yeah,
they logged out. They logged out right now. But congratulations, Rist. They gave us a very, very nice battle, MG.
Yes.
What are your thoughts right now? What's going on through your head?
Like, on the side of Risk, I'm kind of expecting that they're getting comfortable on the map already. They're getting comfortable on their on the strategy. They're getting a good read on what Arcane can actually bring to them. So I think Risk, they have that confidence advantage versus Arcane. So that's why they actually called they have that perfect call from on every situation, like punishing that mechanic on while the chaos is happening. They managed to snipe that mechanic, and that eliminated one of the capabilities of Arcane to do or deal damage on the stack of Wrist. Plus, on top of that, the Sura on the Arcane as well got opened up. That's why another follow-up damage coming from that Sura, eliminating the two source of damage coming from Arcane. And from there, Wrist, they just know that they're gonna take it after taking down those two key players on Arcane. So yeah, it's just our Wrist right now is like on a godlike level of reaction when it comes to on the 7v7. So they deserve this. Like, they worked hard for this. They reviewed Arcane, or maybe they have like a scrims. But yeah, Wrist doing insane comebacks, insane performance on this match. A very well-deserved champion. Yeah, indeed, a very well-deserved champion.
Very well-deserved victory for Wrist right there. Good game, well played to all the teams we have here. So to sum it all up, our top 3 for tonight: Wrist being the champions.
Yes.
The runner-up, Arcane. Third place is Walang Sangit Ka.
Walang Sangit.
So good game, well played to all the teams, and thank you to all the teams who participated here in our Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Again, good game, well played to all, and of course for our finalists, Wrist and Arcane, thanks for giving us a very good match.
One of my
to witness right here.
Yes.
And what a way to end the Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Yes. Again, congratulations to all our winners. And yeah, that's going to be it. That's the culmination of our Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Yes. Again, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in for the weeks we had for Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Yep. Both GGH and GGL, thanks you all for tuning in and for witnessing the tournament that we have right here, the Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. And yeah, that's going to be it for us. Once again, we are your casters. My name is James.
And my name is MG.
And this is the Ragnarok Asia Masters 2022. Signing off. Have a good night. Bye, guys.